Not ideal.
Well,
Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm not doing a fancy intro. I'm not going to do anything. First off, I want to give a shout out to Pop Culture PB. Unfortunately, he cannot join us tonight because he lives in the fucking wilderness and there's a snowstorm of epic proportion.
Wait.
He lost his power, but I
Wait.
talked with him.
Did you say he lives as a wildebeest? What?
Yeah, well, he might.
As a wildebeest?
I'm sorry, my reception's a little off.
You ever see the show Vikings? I've been watching it heavily. He reminds me of one of the fucking Vikings. And I swear to God, there's a Viking in the show that fucking looks like him. But, So yeah, he's battling. He's with fucking Thor. Hopefully he makes it into Valhalla. Godspeed. But because he couldn't be on here tonight, and as you guys know, and we had quite a debate about this, I want to be consistent with you guys. This should have actually started at 8 o'clock, so I'm sorry if you were waiting for that. But for the sake of consistency, we're going to go on. But PB is going to do something special. He's going to have his own pick of a list next Wednesday. So I have no fucking clue what it is. He told me he has no fucking clue. He's just going to pick a list, and we're going to do it, and it should be interesting because it's fucking PB. So we could be doing a list of cheeses. Who the fuck knows? It could totally not be movie
I could talk
related
about
at
that
all.
because I love cheese.
It could be cheese and wine next week. We
For
have
not
no fucking
being
idea.
a Green Bay Packers fan or a cheesehead, I love cheese.
You're not a Packers fan? Well, get out of here.
I live in Kansas City.
Hey, by the way,
he lives in Kansas. I understand. I'm a transplant.
By the way, I think you know what the best cheese is? Free cheese.
I 100% agree. I would. Never mind. That'll get me in trouble. So, anyways, welcome everybody.
Come on, don't tell me.
Dude, are you gonna tell me you don't think Brie Larson is hot? You're fucking lying to yourself.
No, I think she
anyways,
like in this picture? Absolutely.
Look at that picture. You're telling me
that's
you're telling me that's not hot? I'll call
say
you
what you want about. Say what you want to about Captain Marvel. That costume was good.
The costume's all right, yeah. Especially the new one was okay. Anyways, we're not here. So here. Tonight's going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to have this full conversation now. We'll have it at the end. But just to let you guys know the breakdown, there's going to be a lot of movies that we're not going to put on this tier list. And the reason why we're not going to put this on this tier list is because going through John Hughes' filmography is slightly different than anything we've done here on the channel. Now, my personal feelings and opinions, and you'll hear everybody else's later, but I'm going to start this off now. My personal opinions and feelings are that we're doing this as who directed the movie and is sort of the captain of the ship, in my view. It's kind of like when Zack Snyder did the remake to Dawn of the Dead. Now, you could argue and say it's James Gunn's because he totally wrote the story, and the story's good. And we all know Zack Snyder's story, so we know he didn't fucking write it. But Snyder directed it, and he has the credit. So I feel like if you wanted to mince words, you could say, well, no, technically it's James Gunn. He wrote the script. He got the studio to approve the script. Zack just directed it. But here we're talking about directors and specifically what they directed. Every director we've talked about has done a writing or a treatment or hell, even somebody else's movies. I know Spielberg quite a few times has rewrote shitty scripts for other directors. It's well known. He's done a lot of different treatments
and when you talk about him, you talk about production and a lot of other things.
And a lot of other things as well.
You could even talk about, you could even technically talk about Shrek, too.
Yeah, yep, I know all about it, which is why I bring this up, because I feel like we are honoring the director, the person who directed it and got it across the finish line. Look, even a good story, if you have a shitty director, the story still falls apart, and vice versa. You could have a great director and have a shitty story, and they just can't do anything with it. So
you know what's kind of weird though? Two of the movies that we won't be talking about are featured in the thumbnail: Beethoven and Home Alone.
Yes.
What the hell?
Yes.
Yeah. So even
And some of these movies we're not going to be able to even talk about ever again. So that's why I think if we talk about that at the end, we could still place them if you really want to.
No,
but we'll
like
have
I said, we're doing
like where would you want to put them on this tier list?
What we're going so hold on. First off, I said end of the stream, we'll have this debate. I think it'll be an interesting discussion.
Yeah.
And chat when you guys can jump in and tell us what you think, because I know a lot of you people probably don't even give a shit, because to you it's John Hughes. It's you get the cover, you look at the back, you probably even see it, his name on there. That's not my issue, but I think it's a good discussion, because I think even
you
if
have a lot of issues, that is not one of your issues. Yes, you're right.
yeah, like
you're not wrong. You're not wrong by any means. There is like a public perception and disagreement. Like even when you, like, for example, technically, Pretty in Pink doesn't count because it was directed by somebody else, and that's a whole conversation within itself, which I would love to get into. Oh, I was dying
We'll get into it at the end,
because
we'll talk about it at the end. And if the audience, if you guys really want us to rank the movies like within the rest of them,
I already said my piece.
I tried.
I said my piece. I even shoot down the audience votes on this, because this is about the movies.
You guys have no idea how pissed off I am about this.
I've heard this shit for the past day now.
Okay.
But look, I think though Justin brings up a good point, and I think there's a discussion, especially in Hollywood, as far as it goes. I think there's a great discussion here that needs to happen at the ending of the stream, and we will talk about it, and we'll get your guys' input, because I think it is fascinating. But it is a question of exactly who's credited with what, why they're credited with it. Like, when do you say it's one person's fault or another? That's the answer for like shitty movies, right? Well, they blame the writer, but maybe it's not the writer. Maybe it's the director. You blame the director. Maybe it was the writer. Maybe it's the fucking studio, and it has nothing to do with either party.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe she's born with it. Who knows? But that's
maybe who's having a baby. Who knows?
But here on the channel, we're simple guys, so we're going to keep it simple. Now, here's what I'm going to do. We're not going to place the movies on the tier list, because I'm not going to compromise the structure of what we've been doing. But we will talk about where we would put them. Kind of posterity.
Yeah. So what I was thinking is, like, before, like, we rank all the movies, and then I'll like save that image, and then
he's gonna go and rank the rest of them,
and then we can go ahead and rank whatever we want. Like, honestly, like, I think that would actually be fun. We have two different ones.
Okay, but
we officially post the John Hughes one. Like the
okay, so here's what we're.
Is that okay? Is that okay?
Here's what we're gonna do.
Just so the audience can visually just so the audience can visually see it for themselves.
Here's what we're gonna do. Everybody here tonight, you'll get to see where we placed all of the movies. But online, if you miss the stream, you're only gonna see the movies we actually ranked, and you're gonna have to come back and watch the stream. I think it's perfect.
Okay.
So we gotta win.
Great. This is what we're talking about.
Right,
let's have a solution to this. Okay.
That's beautiful.
Problem solving.
That's beautiful. Okay, I'm so glad that my efforts are not going to
give it a chef kiss.
Thank goodness. I was not sure how this was going to go down, so thank goodness. I was so
yeah, I think that's a fair compromise. So it'll forever live here on the channel, and you guys are just gonna have to watch it for the full list, and then we can like really be YouTubers and make members only. Like,
or we can Patreon. I got a better idea even yet. Or we can do it in the middle of the stream, but they won't know if it's in the middle or the end, so they have to watch the whole darn thing.
No. Okay.
That's terrible. No.
I'm kidding. Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay, so
my
goodness. Right now,
so
I will
the
official just the movies he directed there's what a shorter list and what's on here.
Oh, there's only 8 films.
So there's 8 films that we'll be actually doing.
So
So let's
so let's bring it up. So we're only going to talk about 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, Weird Science, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, He's Having a Baby, Uncle Buck, and fucking Curly Sue. Jesus Christ. I'm and then afterwards we'll talk about that. But the categories are and this is going through and this is before we forget, this is how the math works, how we place it. We take our individual thoughts, we divide it by the amount of people who are on, we give our rankings individually, we divide it by the amount of people who are here, and then we come out with the average, and that's where it goes. So not all of us are going to agree on where it eventually places. Not all of you are going to agree where it goes, and I understand that. Believe you me, I understand that. But
we'll never forget the Jaws argument of 2024.
I was so angry.
That's gonna live on the channel forever.
Oh, I have learned from my mistakes. Believe you me. So we're only going to talk about those 8 movies at first, and then we'll get into it later. So the categories are from S tier, GOAT tier to S to this, the bottom, and haven't seen it. John Candy with a smiley face, because who doesn't like John Candy? Whenever I see him on film, I always just
the late great.
Yes, the late and great. And then the S tier, Making Out with Pete Kelly LeBrock. If you know it, you know it. If you don't know it, you're not going to understand it. Stealing your dad. And then the next one is Stealing Your Dad's Car, which, by the way, it does rank below John Candy and Making Out with Pete Kelly LeBrock, even though that's cool. You know, not as cool as the other two. And then Honorable Trash has been moved up because I feel like we need to make a distinction. Honorable Trash should be in the middle because there are movies that are shit, and then there are movies that are just complete dog shit. So there we go. Honorable Trash in the middle. Dandruff sandwiches. Again, not something that you want. But it's not as bad as A Big Horse's Ass. And if we haven't seen the movie, I made the category, what the fuck is Uncle Buck? Because I had to do it. It is perfect. This is a great tier list. I feel like it is. And I'm so proud of it. I've been working on it for a couple of weeks, and I'm like, yes, I finally narrowed it down.
Which, by the way, I just want to say to Justin's credit, which I said I was going to give him a shout out in the beginning, even though we're excluding some movies, I did say it took a lot of integrity because he talked to us and let us know, because we wouldn't have had a fucking clue and would have just ranked them as we went along. Me and Chris wouldn't have thought about it. So shout out
go ahead. Shout out
to Justin for bringing this point up and having the integrity of not compromising the tier list, even though he could have just let us go about our business. I wouldn't have picked up on any of it, because when you look at the film graph or whatever, nothing really gives indications until you dig into some of the stories. So,
well, actually, I think some of the credit goes to Chris, because he said, like, maybe we should just do the direction. So I think, but I'm willing to set aside my pride. If you want to give me that shout out, okay. But I think Chris shares a little bit more of the credit, because we did have that conversation of like, what do we do? Do we do the director stuff? Because I wish I had not brought up that point. I really wish I hadn't brought it up.
I would have said something, because I know that a lot of this is not his directing.
It's not John Hughes. It's more like, for example, Home Alone, Christopher Columbus. That's a conversation for another day. But then the question comes to mind is, well, if we ever rank the Harry Potter films, You know, like what is that then? Like I don't know.
No, because
So
then we're just doing Harry Potter.
The Harry Potter films can be their own thing, and
thing.
then you could do Christopher Columbus by himself with his 2 Harry Potter films.
Okay, fair enough. We can do Alfonso Cuarón, and I've only seen like a few of his films, and you know, Prisoner of Azkaban would be, you know.
I think when you're talking about ranking film series versus ranking the directors, we're ranking popular directors based on their directing work, and that's what we've kept it that kind of enclosed because, like I said, we take any of these modern directors. Fuck, nowadays they stamp someone's name on it. They had nothing to do with the fucking project. They maybe did one treatment. Remember the Candyman remake that came out? That was not Jordan Peele. He only wrote the treatment. He did not even have anything to do with the directing, the production, the casting, none of it. That was Nagueda, whatever the fuck her name is, who can't fucking direct, write, or anything else. But that's a conversation for another day. I fucking hate that movie.
Yeah.
But my point being is that you can say that, or you can slap somebody's name on something, but I feel like if they've directed it, it's more of their own. And if they wrote and directed, then that's extra fucking credit because they did most of the inception of the film, which is why I'm a huge fan of like Quentin Tarantino or all of them, because most of them write and direct. They write the script, they direct it. It's their baby through and through. With a lot of old Hollywood films, it was kind of just a free for all. One person directed, one wrote, one did.
Yeah, and it works. And it works with when you're like when you have like a writing partner or something, and one person directs, one person.
Well,
writes,
that's what Kevin Williamson and Wes Craven did for Scream.
Yeah,
that's
it's both
straight
of their
collaborative type of situation. But like I said, we'll get more into that later. So, what's the first movie?
So the first movie is 16 Candles. Go ahead, Zod.
16 Candles.
Go ahead, Zod.
So,
and she's
the 14-year-old girl in me wants to put this in GOAT.
Wait, 14-year-old you wants to put it in GOAT?
I said the 14-year-old girl in me who was just coming of age wants to put this in GOAT.
Boy, that makes you sound like a pedophile.
Welcome. We're already creating clips. No, but
no, let's not clip that. No, let's forget
that. Yes, let's clip that.
Clip it. It's got to live on forever. Anyways, I would say out of all of the 80s teen kind of movies that I ever watched, and maybe because I'm just not the audience for this film, I like what's her name?
Molly Ringwald.
Yes, Molly Ringwald. Love her acting. Great. Does a very natural, like, teenager. Fuck of a lot better than we get nowadays. But just the themes and the story isn't really for me. I can understand why people like it. I can understand the overall theme of coming of age and growing up, but I feel like this is more honed for a different kind of audience than myself. For that reason, I'd probably put it on Stealing Your Dad's Car. I think that I'm not the intended audience for this film. It never, ever connected to me. Now, the next one we talk about, that's an 80s teen drama. That's my all-time fucking favorite.
We'll talk about that later.
I don't know. I think you are the target audience. The 14-year-old girl in you, at least, would have
yes. But now that I've grown up and I'm a mature lady, I just don't. It just doesn't connect with me. Like
that's a clip right there too.
No, look. I'm the guy. I'm the guy who's like bisexual, and I'm not even saying this shit. You're saying shit that's gayer than me. Like, what the fuck is going on right now?
He's got a point.
In fact, I could ask the question: what the fuck is Uncle Buck right now? What is
God,
going
I love that.
on?
Sounds beautiful. What the fuck is Uncle Buck?
But no, you guys know what I'm saying. I just.
Yeah.
It was one of the ones when I watched when I was younger. I appreciated it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that was a cool movie." Didn't feel like I wasted my time, but I don't know. It's not one of those movies where I see it and I got this automatic love for it and stuff. It made me know who Molly Ringwald was, and I watched several of her other movies because of this movie. And I recognized she was a standout in this movie,
We're
but it
not
just
talking
doesn't
about one of
it
them.
just doesn't hit me like everybody else who fucking talks about this movie. Not saying it's bad, it's just everybody you know, you got your movies that hit. This one never hit for me. So I put it on Stealing Your Dad's Car. I don't think it's honorable trash or below that. I don't think it's S tier or GOAT. Not compared to the other movies we're gonna talk about. It's I wouldn't put it on the level of the next couple of movies we'll talk about, honestly. So it's just good. It's good for what it is. It's there. It was like when they had that trend of all of these kind of movies coming out. It just feels
Yeah.
like another one of those. You know,
Mhm.
it to me there's nothing really except for a couple of lines, a few scenes that stand out, but it's not like when we get to the next movies I like where everything stands out to me. This one just had a few scenes I connected with. The story was all right, but it didn't hit for me. I know some people are wild about it. Some people feel like I do. It's just okay. It's nothing really special. It's nothing really terrible. It's just okay. I'd show my daughter. I'm pretty sure she'd more connect with the movie than I would.
Okay, okay. I think we get the point by now. I'm not trying to cut you off, but like we get it.
He's not trying to cut you off, but he's trying to cut you off.
But
Just
he's
in
not trying to
case.
cut me off, but he's cut me
No.
off. Okay,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
go ahead, Chris. You're next in line.
Well, what do I say about this movie?
Oh no.
I have a huge crush on Molly Ringwald. Well, not. Let's just leave alone the fact that she's a redhead, and that's like my kryptonite. You know?
Oh Jesus! So we know where this is going.
Um,
Hey, I don't blame you. She is pretty
and
hot in
she
that movie.
is. So I'm surprised Zod didn't go this route. We like Zod and I are in that like the young era of Brat Pack fans. We are we are the low end of that because there's
You know
people
what?
like
You know what? You know what? Actually, I disagree with you because
well wait
I was the same age and watched all of these movies around the same age that you guys probably did.
yes, but let me put this
Difference
in
being
perspective. The perspective is we were the young level of age when these came out.
Oh,
That's where I put it. Yes, these movies transcend time because while yes, the dynamics or the makeup, the diversity of high schools and stuff are much different now, it is still true to this day the things go on in that. We have all had that moment where we felt our families have forgotten us or forgotten about something important to us. That's what this movie is about. These movies continue to this day to resonate on some level. Now, yes, call Long Duck Dong horrible, call them a horrible stereotype, whatever. The good things about the reasons, well, the best part about these movies being made when they were was people had a humor about this stuff. It may have been wrong, it may have been wrongly portrayed, but we didn't look at it like that. We just laughed it off. We just said, whatever, it's fine.
Well,
it's like everyone is in on the joke. Everyone's in on the joke. Everyone is cool enough to understand. Yeah,
if you want, listen, this isn't oh shoot, Flubber, the original Flubber guy.
Jerry.
Take it, Jerry Lewis.
Yeah,
this isn't Jerry Lewis portraying an Oriental man. This is an Oriental man portraying an Oriental man, just very stereotypical.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I think, if anything, you can't argue that point on it. But I put this in Making Out with Pete Kelly LeBrock. It's not quite top tier, but it is up there.
Okay. Is it my turn now?
Yep.
All right. I don't have the heart to put it in honorable trash because I agree with everything that Zod said because it didn't resonate with me either. I didn't get it, and some of the things in it are fucked up, and I don't like it. Not because politically correct, but it's just like this seems like a lot of John Hughes movies are so cheesy and so stupid, so silly. It's a product of its time, and this movie, out of all the rest of them, doesn't really hit as much as I would like them to. So, and honestly, like, okay, we're talking about redheads, Chris. I'm totally on board with you on that, but I don't like chicks with short hair, so I'm going with stealing your dad's car. I'm sorry. I'm so close. I am so close to being with you, Chris. But also, like, Anthony Michael Hall, like, definitely, like, is like a star in this. Like, he's gonna be a star. Molly Ringwald is gonna be a star. But and this is a great concept. Forgetting someone's birthday, like the family's so preoccupied. I get that. I feel that.
Oh yeah, like
sometimes feel like the forgotten child at some points, like, not to get too personal, but I don't.
Well,
there's something about the movie that does not connect with me. I can't explain why.
Hold on just a second here.
I totally understand where Zod's coming from, and I agree with him. When I watched it, I was like, okay, cool, whatever. That's a movie. So stealing your dad's car.
Hold on just a second. Before you go any further, hold on just a second. I want to see something. Then this is...
What?
I'm looking something up really quick. Okay. So here's the thing, and I was going to say this because I think this is very poignant to what we're talking about here, and we'll go into it again at the end of the stream more. But this is the first movie that he did of the Rat Pack movies. This is 1984. This is the what did I call it last week? What was the movie that I said this was them?
Reservoir Dogs?
No.
Yeah.
Well, Reservoir Dogs, I did say that, but what were we ranking last week?
Oh, it was Jackie Brown.
Thank you. Jackie Brown. There you go. This is John Hughes, Jackie Brown. I have a lot of good ideas. I want to take this somewhere more. I want to do this more down the line, but let me try this. And then he realized, maybe I don't make this character so geeky. Maybe I don't do this with this character. And he learned from this movie a lot of things, because as these movies go forward, they get exponentially better. The next one, which we are not going to talk about till the end of the stream, is proof of it.
Well,
wait. We're talking about it. We're talking about it right now.
No, we're going to talk.
Unless you're talking about a different movie that we don't know. Let's just.
Yes. Okay. We're talking about the next movie in the line that he didn't direct, but he wrote. And a lot of people think
I would disagree, because there's a movie further down where this is almost all the same ideas and has a teenage setting, and one of my favorite fucking soundtracks of all time.
Yes.
And I can see what you're saying, where the template from this kind of shows through much better on that movie, and we'll get to it when we get to it.
I don't know.
But as I've said 100 times, and PB has said, I don't give a fuck if it's a template for somebody. If it doesn't come together and it doesn't connect with anyone, like, I respect you had the
I didn't put this
idea.
at the top. I put it one above what you guys did. And
that's fair. And that's fair.
I'm just saying,
I agree. And plus, you gave it extra points from Molly Ringwald. We all know where that extra.
And that's fine. That's
fine. I totally agree.
Okay, so wait. Okay, so how many are there? There's
3 of us.
There's 6 of them. There's 6 spots. So I went 5. You guys went 4.
4, 4, and 5. That's
4.33. So it's
4.
It's at the top end of
stealing your dad's
car.
That's actually kind of cool with, like, the poster. With the poster, she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna steal my dad's car." She has that look because, like, Dad forgot my fucking birthday, so yeah, I'm gonna steal his fucking car.
Yeah, fuck this bitch. Fuck this bitch. I'm gonna steal his car.
So then, can we just? Yeah.
No, put it down and let's talk about this. Oh my god.
Okay. Tell me why. Tell me why it doesn't belong there.
No. Just let him go. I think we can all agree where we're gonna put it. But go ahead.
All right, fine. I just figured, like, okay, Chris. Go ahead.
You want me to go first? Okay.
Well, it's your turn. Yeah.
Down the line.
Oh, it's my turn. Oh, okay. I see how we're doing this. We're doing this in an ethical order. Least, most, and youngest. Okay, got you. Okay. Anyways.
well, at least I'm just the youngest. Okay, cool.
How about
fine.
this? How about this? Z, A plus, and Boomer. Anyways, no.
Just get on with the fucking ranking. Instead of making a joke that doesn't work.
You really want me to do this? Breakfast Club. I
yes.
Listen,
no, don't.
Listen. If you mess with a bull, you'll get the horns. This movie is beautiful. I don't know. I don't know if you can have a movie so casually inject marijuana into it as this did in a library. All the things that go on in this movie, it's beautiful. I think anybody who's ever had a Saturday in a school, whether or not it was for detention or not, knows how this movie feels.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like, why am I at school on a Saturday?
I feel it.
Yeah, this is a John Candy with a smiley face.
This is so funny because it's like the one without John Candy. But the smiley face is why I included it, because it makes you smile.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so
especially with the last frame.
Justin, do I need to ask what's your rating?
See, here's the thing. There were some little things that I didn't quite pick up on. When I was a kid, I loved the movie. But then when I was older, there were like little things that they didn't tell you exactly outright. They just kind of danced around it, especially with Anthony Michael Hall's character, whose name is Brian Johnson, which I love because that's also the name of the singer of AC/DC, which makes me love it even more. But what's funny about that scene when everyone's opening up, I never caught on to what Brian was going through. And I call him Brian instead of Anthony Michael Hall because I feel like he actually is Brian. Brian has the same sort of struggles that I had as a kid. And I identify with that so much. And I can guarantee you, every single person here, like in this movie, has there's somebody out there who's watching that movie that's like, that part, that aspect is me with their struggles. Somebody who hits them, somebody who thinks like, oh, you're just a princess or whatever, but really, like, your parents are just pressuring you, or their parents ignore you, this, that, and the other, and or somebody who's pushing you to, like, be the best that you can, but to the point where you are a faulted person because of that. Emilio Estevez, his father's pushing him, and he's like bullying this kid. He's like, I don't want to do that, and all these different individual struggles really seem to connect in one way or another, and I think it is one of the most beautiful films ever made. John Candy with the smiley face.
Yeah.
Sorry if that was a little too heavy, but like the movie, when it gets to that point, gets really heavy.
Basically everything that everybody else said, although I have my own little story. I remember, so when it comes to these older movies, Bitchy is very picky about them. She typically tends not to like the older stuff that I did. She just doesn't get why, or most of the time, she wasn't a fan of Die Hard. Anyways, that's a topic for another
She
day.
said that? Oh, no.
She thought it was boring. But that's
not boring. Come on.
You thought what was boring?
It was
Die Hard is boring? Are you?
No.
You gotta it's not remember, a Christmas movie, but it's not boring either.
Wait. Hold on.
Okay, all right, moving on.
Let me just explain. God, this goes into my point. She is younger than all of us here on the panel. And so for her, certain movies I like from back in the day, or maybe Chris and me, like, she won't get because it's not the time period. She can't get the references and things like that. But I played this movie, and she connected with the goth character in this film, and I feel like that's the beauty of this movie, is that he makes this in such a way where I can guarantee you, anybody watching, and leave it in the comments below if you think or if you don't see it this way, but I can guarantee you, everybody who's ever watched this movie, they see themselves as one of the Breakfast Club people. Whether it's the jock, whether it's the person with the abusive father, whether it's the girl who's not understood and everybody thinks she's weird. There's some character in this group, because of how it's made, you connect with, where you can't explain it, but you just watch it. And that's what I mean with like 16 Candles and the differences between the two movies. It's like you can feel you're one of these characters in this film and the situation we've all been in. Because if you're telling me you haven't had a detention, you're full of shit. Unless you're in
Oh, I've had detentions, all right. Have you met
like
me?
Everybody's had that detention. Everybody's felt the way that these people have felt. You've all had those things.
Can I interject a quick story here? I never actually served a detention. I got one for saying damn too loud. And the guy who gave it to me, there was a young teacher that she was kind of into him. And I showed up. He gave me a detention. I showed up to go to detention. She saw it, and she saw who gave it to me. And she says, "You can go home now. I'll take care of this for you."
Okay, well, besides that bullshit, I was in the principal's office every day. I was called like as soon as
I was in a lot. I just didn't get detention.
Well,
I'll be honest. It was all or nothing. I was all or nothing.
I was told to put a piece of tape over my Highway to Hell shirt. And
I've had those.
I grew up in the days they didn't give a crap about that.
They did, and the person who wrote me up on that had said, look, I saw Bon Scott in concert. Like, but the rules are the rules, and I can't
Fuck that.
But anyways,
she was so hesitant. She did not want to do it.
So we've all. My whole point is we've all had these moments, and even Bitchy, who typically does not get into most of the early 80 films. She loved the movie. Got tired of the soundtrack because I used to play it all the time, but then I showed her the movie behind it, and she goes, "Oh," like so. I mean, she has a hard time connecting, but the fact that someone that's even younger and doesn't have the nostalgia behind it, but can recognize that this movie has a character that she identified with. I remember through the movie, she was going, "Wow!" She's like, "That's exactly how I felt." And I think that's the importance about this movie, is that you can identify strongly with the characters. And the best traits of writing, directing, acting is that you've got to get people to see themselves as the character. At a certain point, a movie is really good if you're not seeing just this character in a made-up world, but you're actually kind of like playing a video game, right? You're transporting yourself and you're seeing the qualities that the character has within yourself, and that's how people connect to film. And this, to me, is a prime example of what this movie does. Like, literally pick a character, and there's probably one that somebody somewhere in the world connects with. And not to mention, it has one of the fucking greatest soundtracks of all time. I will fight anybody. I fucking love the Breakfast Club soundtrack. Every fucking song is a banger, especially like favorite scene when he does the whole thing, and then you hear the "Don't you forget about me."
Yeah.
Oh my god, just boom, perfect ending. You cut to black. There's no fucking post-credit scene. You don't have to wait for a fucking little singer. There's no like, "Oh, gotcha" moment. It was just bam, the movie's done. You feel good. You know, you pop it back in.
I can't imagine seeing this in the theater and just like at the time, because I wasn't alive. But I would have walked out of that movie and been like, "Holy shit, that is why we go to the movies."
Yeah. So I definitely
John Candy with a smiley face, obviously.
John Candy with a smiley face, without a doubt. So the next one is yours. Which one will we do next?
With science. Oh, I've rewatched this more than I did 16 Candles, and I think it belongs. And what's weird about this movie is that it's I think it's like the Jackie Brown because it's like the third movie and it's like kind of like weird and it's like it's not like some of the other movies that he's made. It's not as good as them, but I think it's a step above 16 Candles because it's a concept that I really enjoy of just like these two incels making a woman the perfect woman and having her teach the lessons that they need to learn about actual women or like the girls that they want to uh, get with, and they're frustrated with that because Robert Downey Jr. is in this and he's an asshole to these guys for no reason. Um, and I really identified it a lot more because maybe if I was a woman, I would have the rankings reversed because this is the male perspective more or less. The 16 Candles is more of like the female perspective of like this sort of thing, and I have to put it exactly where it belongs because a lot of people don't know this movie, and it's definitely not up with The Breakfast Club. It's going exactly where it needs to go, making out with peak Kelly LeBrock. Because if you know it, you know it. And if you don't, it sucks for you because it's a great movie and Bill Paxton being a piece of shit is great. Even though the makeup was just awful and it does not age well. I still get it. Like I get it. So making out with Pete Kelly LeBrock.
Um, as for me, I have an interesting relationship with this movie. I actually did not realize this was a movie until I watched the show on USA Network. Which, by the way, that chick, I'm sorry, was hotter. I
What
fucking
the
loved.
fuck?
No,
Oh
I'm
no.
sorry. I
Oh
loved the show
no.
way more, but but
Ah.
over time, and rewatching, I have rewatched the movie a couple of times. I think that this is fun. I do 100% agree with Justin's take on this, where it's sort of the inverse of what 16 Candles was. It's more of the male perspective and the male, because there's this thing like males don't go through shit in high school, and we do, but it gets downplayed because there's other thing that women go through that's a little bit suckier than what we go through, but we still have our struggles, and it was nice to see on screen some of the different shit guys go through and the bullying and the bullshit jocks and zits and trying to fucking figure out women, which spoiler alert, you won't figure them out even till you fucking die. But uh I
I
think
don't know. I don't know.
I
Maybe you
I
need a feminine flair to you like I do because I lived in a house
but
full of women and I
I,
understand them just fine.
but I appreciate this movie for what it was. I definitely, for me, put it above 16 Candles, but I would put it above it in this if I was doing it in the same rank. But I'm gonna give it a making out with peak Kelly LeBrock, because if you know, you know, and I know. So yeah, I do agree. I consider this a tear down. It was good for what it was, and fucking Bill Paxton, I automatically just up my score on that. Bill Paxton, I've never seen him in a bad movie, and people in the chat, you can let me know if he made one. But to me, he's never made a bad movie. They've all been enjoyable when I've watched them. So, and it was funny seeing Bill Paxton with that fucking haircut, like roided out, always pissed off. That was great.
It made
So
sense. It made sense.
yeah, it seemed to weirdly fit. So, but yeah, if we were doing a television show, I put the television show way above the movie just because I
I've
have more
never
of
seen
nostalgia
it,
for that.
so
Oh, it was a great show. Wacky shenanigans every week. They got into a different situation. That maybe it's something I review later, but uh, the television show really introduced me to the movie because just at the time I remember seeing things for it, but I didn't really know it was a
Yeah.
movie until I watched the show and it was like based on the movie. And I go, wait, there's a movie. And I thought it was going to be the same characters. It was all fucking different casts. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like Buffy. I love the Buffy show, but the movie, completely different cast.
Uh,
Not very good. Uh,
and
so
when you talked about soundtracks, that one song, I think it's Danny Elfman. He was in a band at the
yeah,
time.
and I love that soundtrack. Weird Science.
Oinka
That was a
Boinka.
great song.
No,
So
Oinka Boinga. Like he was in that band, and look what Danny Elfman has fucking done. Holy shit!
yeah, so
And
I mean,
listening to that song, even the long version, I'm like, that's my jam. That's more of my jam than, let's say, the Breakfast Club, except for the Simple Minds track
well,
at
no,
the end.
I'd say
The
the
Simple
soundtrack
Minds
from the
track at the
Breakfast
end
Club is
outdoes
iconic.
Weird Science, but Weird Science is better than most of the songs in the Breakfast Club. I love all of them, but you know, anyways, Chris,
All right, so yeah,
you
I put
you
it
must
on.
be dying to like tell us.
So, Chris, where do you put this?
I'm sorry. I'm arguing with idiots who don't understand how the stadium tax in Kansas City that did not pass would work, but that's besides the point. Because I've got people who here are sitting saying, "We won, we won." I said, "Yes, if they leave Jackson County, which is the county that the Kansas City Chiefs and Royals are in currently, you lose $1.2 billion a year, which is more than the county makes itself. So be welcome to a third world country." But they don't understand that. Not my point. I didn't have a say in it because I don't live in that county, so it doesn't matter. But welcome to the real world. People who don't understand economics, they're going to argue with me. It's all right. But on this point, yeah, wow, he put it in making out with Kelly LeBrock. Where'd you put it again, Justin? You put it up there.
Making out with Pete Kelly LeBrock.
So
Yeah,
both of you put it there, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, just because she's in this movie, I mean, that's where it belongs, isn't it? I mean, I love this
Okay,
movie.
do we
I
have a
love this movie.
unanimous?
I love this movie. I would almost put it up in John Candy, but it's because she's in this movie and it fits so well in that category because that was peak Kelly LeBrock. There you go. Put it up there.
I didn't make the ranking just for that, but it's only because if you know, you know. That's why it's the S tier of John Hughes films. So
Hey, want to give a shout out to a huge friend of the channel, and hopefully we'll be able to hook up sometime. She's just had a bunch of shit
phrasing.
going on, but hey, Jay, always good to have you, and thank you for feeding the algorithm. Can't wait to do a stream with you eventually. We just gotta find time in our schedules because life shit. But we wish you well, everybody. If you don't know, she does have a book on Amazon. I actually brought a copy. It's a very good book, and go check it out if you want to drop that link for people to go check out. She's an author and a very good one, so definitely go support her, support the channel, and she's somehow put up with the Phantom Zone for uh,
Like the rest of us for
yeah,
years.
for
That's it.
years. So she's a good friend here, and definitely go and show her some love. Um, but yeah, I agree with that. What's the next movie? Oh, I've got the next movie.
Oh, yeah, you have the next movie. Congratulations, Zod. You have Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Go.
I love everything about this movie. Honorable trash. No. Yeah. Oh my god, I just saw everybody. There's down votes. People are leaving. No. What can you say? This movie, when I hear the term iconic movie or iconic films like thrown around, especially these days, like candy. But this movie has
Like
been
John
memed.
Candy.
This movie,
You
yes,
set me up for that.
it all comes back around. This movie has been memed. This movie has been referenced a shit ton in Family Guy. They did a whole skit with Stewie when he had to do a time thing, and he did the whole running to the pool thing. Um, this is uh, this is such a great movie. As far as comedic timing, shot composition, the themes, the playing hooky from school. Matt Broderick is such a great actor, and he's been underrated for years. And it's sad he's known for this film, but he's done so many great movies. I'd even say actually Glory was probably where you saw his acting
no,
range.
don't.
Yep, you know what I mean. Where you
No,
saw how
don't bring that up.
talented of an actor he was, and he started in this movie right here, and you can see the range, the charisma, and the personality that he had at such a young age. Like, you looked at him and you said, "This person's got it." You don't know, they say it in Hollywood a lot. They got it. The X Factor, whatever it is, they got. And this is where you see, like, to me, I know there's a lot of friends and side characters, but to me, this is really just his movie. This is his show. He carries this movie on his back. Like, honestly, think about it. Him and the teacher are probably the only memorable characters in this movie, and it's solely about him and skipping school. And fuck if we all can't relate to skipping school and trying not to get caught. It's like such a simple premise, but it's so great. And the comedic timing is so great. I don't think there's a joke in here that doesn't land. And we're talking like years later, and these jokes are still fucking hilarious. It's just an example of perfect filmmaking. So, hell yeah, this is a John Candy with a smiley face. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, you can take a lump of coal and shove it up Zod's ass, and in 2 weeks you'd have a diamond. But he's not wrong. This is John Candy with a smiley face.
I mean, that was a very short way of putting it, but yeah.
I'm just going to say, listen. What do we have? We have Deadpool makes references to this. And there are so many people who make references to this. People wanted a sequel to this.
Thank God we never got that.
If you see Cameron in a movie, listen, when you see Speed, nobody thinks of his real name. They think, hey, that's the guy that played Cameron. Just come on.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about it. I love this movie to death. This movie's excellent. Go ahead.
All right, guys. Say it with me. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go that route. But man, the only thing that I can say that I don't like is because I wish the sister and Charlie Sheen had a movie of their own, and like were sort of, I wish that was expanded on a little bit more. That's what's the only reason why it's not on par with The Breakfast Club is because of that. And I think it's her name's Jennifer something, and she was in Dirty Dancing, and she was great in that. And I honestly think she was the best actor, like, in that movie. I really do. Like, Chris, like, I know you just left, but like, man, can we agree it's behind The Breakfast Club? If I'm gonna put it in John Candy, can we agree that it's behind The Breakfast Club?
I don't know. I'd have to see. We all voted for Breakfast Club. We all voted for, and from the sounds of it, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So they
It's
both kind
tied.
of be on the same level. I don't think one would be. I don't think one would be behind the other. And honestly, though, I would put it behind The Breakfast Club because of the fact that The Breakfast Club does have that humor, but it also has more of a serious tone to it, and it resonates
Yeah,
with
and
you
this
a
is just
lot
fun.
more. And this is more of just a comedy.
Yeah, and
feel-good kind of
that's
movie.
why I'm like, I put it right behind The Breakfast Club in John Candy. We all can agree on that. my only thing that's holding me back is that there are things that that I'm just like, okay, that's unnecessary, that's weird, but every single thing kind of leads to like, why does the guys who like drive the car around, like, what the fuck? Like, why? That would never happen. It's so
You know
unprofessional.
why they did it?
Wacky
You know why they
people.
did it?
Like,
You know why they did it?
people.
No. I can tell you why they did it. I can tell you exactly why they did it. The same reason why these people done arguing with about the taxes. You don't understand. John Williams needed a paycheck, so they did it so they could play the Star Wars theme.
Hell yeah. that sounds like a good answer.
Wait. This was in 84, 85. So the Color Purple was being done without Spielberg. He was like, okay. Right, sure. And like Spielberg was doing The Color Purple or something like that at the time, or whatever it was, and John Williams didn't have work. Okay, fine. But I put it behind The Breakfast Club. Marginally gets in there, but Sloane. My goodness. Another person who made me think I was straight for 20 years. So, okay. We can put it right behind The Breakfast Club. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yeah,
Do we agree that it is not above The Breakfast Club?
Well, I mean, they both got perfect scores, so that technically, if we were swapping movies in that line, we're just splitting hairs. I think they're both great films, but for their very different reasons, as opposed to one being better than the other. I think when you start to get to that GOAT tier, it's just now we're nitpicking at what we personally like and what we personally dislike. And at that point, anybody could pick, like, oh, I personally don't like this. Like the one scene, you didn't get it, right? At that point, you're splitting hairs, but we could agree they're both GOATs. It's a goated movie.
And on a technicality, like maybe you could argue like we order it by release date.
Wait. Where are we on?
We were on Ferris Bueller, and we're arguing whether or not like it's above The Breakfast Club or not.
It's even with The Breakfast Club. There's no arguing on this because we can't argue. It's like there's no such thing as an A+. There isn't. Legally speaking, it's a 4.0 grade point average. You cannot give. States don't understand anything over an A. That's an A. You give them an A, it's a 4.0 or it's a 6.0, whatever. How many we got on here? It's
oh God, I feel bad. Like Chris is just saying,
you know what? It's fine where it is.
It is the max. Listen, Breakfast Club starts with a B. Ferris Bueller's Day Off starts with an F. Alphabetically speaking, it's in the correct order. How about that?
And by order of release date. So, but
there you go. I mean,
there you go.
Just
at that point, we're fucking splitting hairs because if we're gonna
exactly. So like, let's get to another one.
Which one came out first? Which was got the letter Z? Like, yeah, you guys get the idea. They're both fucking goated movies in their own way. Chris, you got the next one. What's the next one?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh boy. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Steve Martin and John Candy.
Oh, I know who's in it.
Oh no.
I mean, I'm just thinking here. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. What is it that he says? I'm trying to remember. What is it that Steve Martin says?
I need to take a bathroom break, so
you want to take a bathroom break?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
so
we'll just
go ahead.
This way. I just have this to say.
No, I have it loud enough to where I could hear you. So you're
okay. Is it loud enough? Is it loud enough? Because I want a fucking car. Anyways, I love Steve Martin tries so hard in this movie throughout. You know what's funny is we always put John Candy in these roles that are overbearing. That he's just a nice guy. He tries really hard to please people. He's just trying really hard to be this lovable guy that can be friends with everyone. And they always put him with somebody like Steve Martin. And I love the dynamic the two of them had in this. Um, this movie, and if you know the behind the scenes and what they did to the ending to make it work the way that this is, I mean, they literally changed what the ending was going to be. Because if I remember right, John Candy was going to go home, and I want to say I could be wrong. I have to look this up, but I think he was supposed to kill himself. And at the last minute, what they did is they changed the story to where Steve Martin says, "Hey, why don't you come to my place and meet my family?" And and that was how they ended the movie, because they didn't want to end it on a down note. Because and this movie is so great. This is iconic. This is a Thanksgiving movie, not just Thanksgiving, Christmas. You can watch it during that whole season, but it's a very important movie. And in the way he plays his character, I could have almost seen him naming the character from Home Alone that he plays the exact same as this character, because it's almost the same character. But yes, this movie has to go in John Candy with a smiley face. It has to. I love this movie to death.
I didn't know about that. He was supposed to kill himself at the
I
end.
think so. Hold on. I'm gonna look that up.
I would be so shocked, because like, yeah, ending that would have ruined the movie, because then it's kind of like the movie Smile, like that horror movie where it's like it's a great
don't
movie.
you dare badmouth that movie. That was on my top 10.
I will. Smile made me frown. It made me frown because it gave a bad message. It gave a bad message. And I will not go into that. I will not go into that because of what I said about the Breakfast Club. I'm not going to go into that. Not the place for it. It's a bad message. I hate it. But with planes, trains, and automobiles, I mean, yeah, John, like everything goes wrong that can go wrong to a degree of complete, like, it's ridiculous how badly things go wrong. And it's like the worst road trip ever. And yeah, John Candy with a smiley face, because if we don't put John Candy in John Candy, I'm going to be ashamed at all of us. Like, I will personally be ashamed. Like, this has to go in John Candy with a smiley face.
Okay, so I'm not gonna be popular on this one.
Oh, fuck you.
Wow. Look, I'm not saying that I don't think it's a classic, and I'm not saying that on some level I don't connect with the story, but
that
if I'm being honest, as far as John Candy movies go, you guys probably guess what my favorite one is, and it's not this movie. I think it's all right. I personally don't like the dynamic between Steve Martin and John Candy. I never have. I thought John Candy was portraying something completely different, and that Steve Martin and him, I didn't like their interplay with each other. It's always felt weird to me. Honestly, as fucked up as it is, I kind of like the ending that Chris was talking about, because it would have felt more realistic to everything that was going on in the movie. And I know people hate those sad downward endings, but that's probably in reality what would have actually happened. And it always did feel a little off to me that it just kind of ended like that. I'm not a fan of the ending. Uh, most of the jokes hit, but not like the other movies. I just I don't dislike the movie, but I never connected with it like everybody else connected with it. My jam was always Caddyshack. Like that's that's my John Candy movie, and actually my uncle worked on the set of that. But yeah, for this one, I don't know. Maybe I'm just on a fucking island here. I never really got into this movie, so I would put it on Making Out with Peak Kelly LeBrock. I think I respect it for what it's done. I respect a lot of people really like this movie.
Yeah.
I think it's high up there, but I always and I'm not really a big fan of Steve Martin either. It's still going to go on the top, I guess, but because
You're
you guys both
racist.
voted out of 5. But
You're racist.
but
No,
I just
no. So
don't connect with it like everybody else does. I never have. My dad showed me this movie, and
because
I'm
you're
like,
a
okay,
racist. We understand that. It's fine.
I'm like,
what does that
it's
have to do
fine.
with it? It's a movie about 2 white people. What are you talking about?
Oh,
Yeah,
now you're bringing color into it. You're a racist too.
See, if they had like Morgan Freeman in there, fucking A+.
No,
I mean, you could tell me that Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
and Zach Galifianakis did it better, but okay,
So-
whatever.
So the ending was originally going to be that Dale, which I believe is Candy's character,
Yeah.
ends up going to the train station because he doesn't have a house. He doesn't live anywhere. Everything he said throughout the movie is not real, which I think is how the movie ends anyways. But it was going to end at the station, and Steve Martin's character was going to come there, but it implies heavily that he was literally going back there to kill himself, and that Steve Martin invites him to his house at the end of the movie, but they don't actually go to the house, and they reworked it to where they didn't even imply that he was going someplace to kill himself. They just bring it to where, hey, why don't you come in?
Yeah, see, that's what I was like.
So,
the story,
it was much better. The ending that he did was much better, for sure.
I mean, tonally.
I mean, you could have it to where like he's like, like the acting could have gotten that to that level. Like now that I see it, with that in mind. Now that I see it with that in mind, I kind of get it, but they really scaled it back too much. I think if they did a little bit more, oh, you know what? Fuck, you're right. You're right, Sod. Holy shit. You didn't change my ranking, but like, you're right.
That's
just
what
like
I'm
there's
saying.
something about
Like,
that last part. And no, Chris, you're right too. Oh, that would have been that would have made it so much more impactful. But they let the audience, like put it
They
together.
give him the same ending, but it feels better. It's almost like the end of Lethal Weapon when at the end and Riggs is leaving and Murtaugh comes out, and then or at the end he invites Riggs in for Christmas dinner after the house has been wrecked and all that. You get this feeling that this man who is willing to kill himself was done with his life because his wife was dead and all of this other stuff. That throughout the movie of Lethal Weapon, they learn how to work with each other within the way that each of them are. And it's very much the same story. It's told in a totally different way, but it's very much the same story. That at the end, the straight-laced cop or the straight-laced business guy in this case decides, you know what? You're a part of my family now. You're a part of me because we've had this moment, these things that have happened to us, that now you're a part of this, and I am not going to let you be alone. So it still gives the same impact. It just doesn't have that downtroddenness because literally it was like you don't get to see him bring Dale home in the actual cut we got. You get to see him there. That here is him actually welcoming him in his house. Because if you notice, Steve Martin's character throughout the movie several times acts like he's accepting, but isn't really. So I think the impact of showing him actually inviting him into the house is better than doing it at a train station. It's a little more offhanded that way. But maybe, I mean, it's 6 to 1 half dozen of another. But no, this movie belongs up there. And because 2 of us voted it up there, where'd you put it?
I mean, it technically.
Where'd Zod put it?
Zod put it in Making Out with Peak Kelly LeBrock.
Okay, yeah.
It goes behind Ferris Bueller, which is fine by me.
But it doesn't matter, even if we all agreed it goes behind all that, because alphabetically speaking and chronologically speaking, it goes back there.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? All of this has a white background, so like it's kind of cool.
Most of his probably. Look at all those; they all do.
Yeah, well, except for 16 Candles, but fuck that movie, I guess. It doesn't belong in the goat. But
actually, I think the version of the
then we
DVD
have
I got is white background.
Yes, and then we have She's Having a Baby.
Is she?
Oh wait, is that me starting?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I haven't seen that.
What?
I never got around to that one. I'm sorry. No.
No, you're not.
No, I haven't. I have not seen that one. I've seen so many other John Hughes movies. I did not see that one, and I did not know that this was going to be one of the 8. Sorry. Whoopsies. I haven't seen it.
Boy.
I fucked up on this one, so
I'm gonna have to go with I get the concept. I like it. You know, great CGI, honorable trash. Seriously, honorable trash. I don't connect with this at all. I think it's the weakest if we're talking about like Breakfast Club, Ferris, Bueller's Day Off, hell, even Planes, Trains, Automobiles, Weird Science, any of them. This to me just does not resonate at all. I mean, maybe now that I'm a dad, some of it makes more sense, but I don't know. I just this is one I watched, kind of was like, eh. Don't think it's bad. Don't think it should be on the bottom. Just honorable trash. I think that's a good spot. We have the honorable trash in now. So
yeah,
yeah.
right in the middle. That's fine. Are you done?
Oh yeah.
I have 3 words for you. Look who's talking. I think Look Who's Talking kind of takes this concept
It does a
and adds
hell of a lot
enough.
better.
It does enough comedy and other things with it, and it's not so serious. I mean,
Yeah.
if you think about the premise of Look Who's Talking, it is serious. It is serious. The Kirstie
But the
Alley gets knocked
comedy
up,
and John Travolta and
but the
everyone in the
way
movie
it works
offset it.
is much better. This movie is a good.
Oh,
This
I've
movie,
seen that. Oh, okay.
this movie is very good, but I don't disagree with the Z-Man up there. It is honorable trash, and I think honorable trash is honorable. I do think
Well,
it is.
now where we have
In this
yes, it
case,
feels
it's
honorable.
definitely not, because like I feel like I've adjusted the tiers appropriately to where honorable trash should be in the middle, and then you have 2 levels of trash underneath.
Just to chafe your Pampers here a little more, though, just so you know, if honorable trash was up there when I ranked Jurassic Park, I still would have put it in honorable trash.
So it would have gotten in the goat. It would have been in the goat. This is what happens when we evolve these sort of streams. This is what happens when we. Yeah. Fuck you, Chris. Stop it. You. It still wouldn't have changed the fact that it wasn't goated over Saving Private Ryan or Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I can't even believe I agreed on that. I can't believe I agreed on that.
You had to. The math doesn't lie.
I mean, it doesn't. I think it's goated, but like, PB was just like, hey, you know what? I'll channel the inner PB. Like, all of these movies. Yep, I'm gonna rank it down an indie classic because fuck you, Justin.
Well, he did sound just like PB right there. Indie classic. Like he had that cheese.
When you spend enough time around people, you understand their inflection.
What is this for us? This is like what, 5, 6?
Oh, this is the 6th. So
Oh my God.
you get to learn people a little bit more. So
You know what I have to tell you
do
guys?
the next
We're
one
all
because
fucking crazy.
What the
We're
fuck
crazy.
is Uncle Buck right here? All right, Uncle Buck. It's not me.
yeah, it is. You didn't do the last one, so you're Uncle
I
Buck.
didn't. Okay.
And
Well,
I got
Is
I
popped
you?
early
think
too.
Uncle Buck, I saw it a very long time ago. And I don't remember the details about like the things that made me connect with it, but it had a lot of great acting. Macaulay Culkin is one of his earliest roles, got him to get into Home Alone. I thought it was very heartfelt. I don't want to put it in making out with Pete Kelly LeBrock because that's not appropriate at all. But it's not on the same level as like, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles or Ferris Bueller or Breakfast Club. It's a step below, but it's above Weird Science. Well, it's on the same par. So,
16 Candles is misrepresented in all this. So, I mean,
yeah,
fine.
whatever. Making out with Pete Kelly LeBrock. I knew this was going
I
to
just
happen.
want to let you guys know that the only person here who has the correct tier ranking is myself.
I disagree.
I'm going to bring this up right now because I told Zod I was going to bring this out on the stream. So Zod's got some issue going on with his cellular carrier that has caused every time I text the group, he could text me back and answer me, but every time I text it, his number comes up as it's blocked me. And so he purposely messaged me on Twitter and said, I didn't block you. And I said, I know you didn't. I'm just giving you crap. But here's the thing. What true villain apologizes for anything like that? He's a pseudo villain. Just gonna say.
I only apologize because I need minions.
And I'm not the one. So Merry Christmas.
I'm
fucking with you. Anyways, okay. So you put this in peak Kelly LeBrock. Zod, where do you put? What the fuck is Uncle Buck?
Honestly, I go back to my previous John Candy statement, and really, there's only one movie that's peak for me.
What is your peak John Candy movie?
Caddyshack.
Okay. All right.
Like that to me, of every performance, I don't know what it is, and maybe it's because I got a personal connection. Because, like I said, my uncle was a part of that set and did stuff with the set design and things like that, and he got to meet all the actors and talk with them and stuff. But like for me, Uncle Buck is great. Love the themes, all of that. I definitely think that it's above Weird Science, but I put it in Making Out with Peak Kelly LeBrock because I don't know. I like it. I like that we got Macaulay Culkin from it, who I think to this day is still underrated. Even when he went fucking nuts, he was still making good movies.
I don't think he ever went.
Oh,
Really nuts.
he had that stat. Well, that's a late night talks topic. But
wait. You're talking about Stripes, aren't you?
No, we're not.
No,
no. His peak John Candy movie.
No.
Caddyshack and Stripes are not the same movie.
No, but I don't think he was in Caddyshack. I'm
Was
pretty sure he wasn't.
I'm pretty sure he was in Caddyshack.
No, he wasn't.
Let me see.
You're thinking of Bill Murray. Dan Aykroyd was supposed to be the part of Bill Murray, and he didn't.
Am I thinking of Bill Murray? Oh my god. Yeah, I am. Maybe I'm thinking of Stripes then.
Stripes is the only thing I could think of because I was looking back and like he wasn't in Caddyshack.
No,
and Stripes is the only comparison of the two that I can think of you're going with.
Yeah,
I mean, he's also in the Blues Brothers. I mean, there's lots of better movies than the ones that John Hughes did. I don't disagree with what you're saying by all means.
But I do have a special connection with Caddyshack. It is one of my favorite.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because of that.
No,
but yeah, I thought it's in the hole. So I was thinking Stripes, but still, my point stands. It's still for me not reaching the peak acting that I think that like I could see the progression as he's in these different movies, which is cool to see from an actor. And it's like a movie where like I'm almost there, but there's still other elements of the movie that I don't really like or that I don't think fits with the kind of like personality that he has. And it feels like he's doing something different than and really putting something different, you know what I mean, than what the movie is putting. And it's just my same complaint with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Like he's given this different performance. He's very serious and or no, Steve Martin's serious, but he's like got this facade, and you can kind of start to see where he's getting this lovable, big kind of larger than life personality, but it's still evolving. And for me, I mean, Uncle Buck is good. It's great. It's a classic. It's not in any means a bad movie. It's one I've watched several times. I just don't connect with it on the same way. I don't put it on the same level as like I watch Breakfast Club quite frequently. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I mean, I'm sure we've all watched that tons of times. But if I'm being honest, it would have fell where Planes, Trains, and Automobiles does on my tier list in my head, where they both beat down a tier. But you guys voted that one up, so I kind of lost that one. But yeah, I agree with Justin. It's making out with Pete Kelly LeBrock. It's definitely an S tier movie. It's definitely above all the other ones, but just doesn't do it for me personally. Nothing. Hey, Pie, what's up? Nothing like against the film. It's just how I feel. like Chris said, the movie I was looking for was Stripes. That's where I think I really was like, oh, okay, like that's we got it. But for me, this movie felt closer to the personality we would get in the more bombastic what he becomes known for. You see a lot of it in Uncle Buck, but for me, it's still not quite there.
So the first rule of John Hughes is it has to be Chicago, and this is Chicago. So he grew up in Chicago.
I do too. Their lack security. When I went to Star Wars Celebration, the fact that there was like trash blowing into our faces when
that's a real
walking down the street and there was trash flowing in our face. Oh my gosh, yeah.
I have a love-hate relationship with Chicago. When I was going into the military, I was told I had to go to North Chicago to go to the naval base, and I told them to go fuck off because I was going in the middle of December, and I said I know what lake effect weather is. Fuck you. So they switched me over to the Marine Corps, and then they sent me out that way. Anyways, I love Chicago, though. I do love Chicago. I would never live there. And I love the Science and Industry Museum.
God bless Runner for living
National. I love the National History Museum. I love Shedd Aquarium. I love Chicago. Chicago's a great city to visit, not to live in. But my point here is that Uncle Buck, the first time I watched it, I was like, really, what the hell is this shit? I really did not like it. And I can't tell you why. And what's funny is this is one of those movies that everybody finds funny because we watched this movie in my church youth group. We watched Dusk Till Dawn in my church youth group. We watched Vampires, John Carpenter's Vampires in my church youth group.
Oh, that to me is funnier than anything.
That seems like a fun church group.
It was. We watched Monty Python's Holy Grail in my church youth group. I saw
where the hell was that when I was growing up? I would have been religious.
I don't know, but I had a cool church youth group, whatever I can say. But as I grew older and I started studying film and stuff, and I started watching the commentaries, I watched the commentary on Uncle Buck, and one of the big things they mentioned was the fact that when you watch Macaulay Culkin deadpan his quick-witted responses to John Candy, they did that in one take. one freaking take, because that's how good Macaulay Culkin was in that part, and that was how good John Candy was in that part. They didn't even flinch. Here's a veteran actor and a first-time actor, literally first time. I mean, I don't know if it was actual first time, but I felt okay. And that dynamic alone, when I learned that, I watched this movie again, and I'm like, I started realizing how brilliant this movie is. And then as I get older, as a father, as a stepfather, which I'm not technically a stepfather anymore, but I do have 2 older children than my own that I was around as children. There are moments I see what happens in Uncle Buck, and I'm like, I get it. I get it. This movie is brilliant. It is done very, very well. But to my esteemed colleagues, this is not on the level of The Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Plane, Trains, or Automobiles. This is peak Kelly LeBrock. This is making out with peak Kelly LeBrock. I don't disagree with you guys. This movie is really well done. It's very good, but it's not the top of his list.
All right. So mathematically, you put it. It's
we
all put it in the same place. All right. So I think it goes above, doesn't it? No, because that's 4.3. Or wait, no,
because didn't one of you put it in John Candy or?
I might have. Doesn't matter. No, it's not up on top. That's fine. Okay. So.
Okay. All right, Curly Sue. Whose turn is it now?
That's me.
Oh no.
Oh God, the pedophile. Oh Jesus.
No, Curly Sue. So I'm gonna say I fucking hated this movie for very many years. I thought it was dumb, fucking pointless. The little girl was fucking obnoxious. But then I had a daughter, and I fucking realized this movie is a biopic on every fucking little girl you have, and you're fucking raising them, and they give you an attitude. No, I love you if you're watching this, little dictator. But you were a little shit sometimes, even now. So it's gone up for me over the years just because I understand like the point of the movie, but I feel like it's like you really got to uh like have a little girl or be on some kind of level where you could connect with this movie because on the whole it's a fucking annoying movie until like you have that epiphany moment where you're like, you know what, a lot of this shit is some stuff you might have seen. Having a kid and having a daughter and being like, yeah, she's done that to me a couple of times, or the attitude or the little sassiness, it's things you pick up on, I think, as you get older. So I've grown to appreciate the movie a hell of a lot more. And I would definitely like, as far as connecting with a film now, uh, I would connect with it still above fucking 16 Candles. But I'm gonna let everybody else decide its fate. I'm in Stealing Your Dad's Car because I think now that I'm older and I have a daughter and the wacky hijinks kind of connects with me a lot more. I think I understand and appreciate this movie a lot more than I did watching it as a single young man and being like, oh, well, why don't they just fucking someone discipline this little girl? Uh, but no, now that I'm a dad and I'm older, I get some of the appeal, and I can see how to younger kids this was an appealing movie. But uh, back in the day, I fucking hated this film. But now I got a bit of more respect in it. I understand it a little bit better. So, Stealing Your Dad's Car.
All right, Chris.
So there are portions of this movie that remind me of my stepdaughter. In
Yeah,
small ways.
see, Chris gets it.
But again, to Zod's point, it's not the greatest implicated movie. The little girl in this movie did a very good job of what she was given.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I just feel like there's just some things missing, perhaps. Again, so we'll talk about this here in just a little bit. We're not too far away from it, but people credit Home Alone to Chris Columbus because of all the stuff that Chris Columbus did with the cast to make it into that. It is written by John Hughes. And I think John Hughes was given this movie and other movies because he wrote Home Alone, that they thought they would get the same type of response and reaction out of it. What they didn't realize is that in the thought process, and going to Zod's point about, let's talk about the directed films. Going to Zod's point on this, while John Hughes wrote Home Alone, what made Home Alone was Chris Columbus.
And the directing, yeah, exactly.
They believed that they were getting Home Alone or a feel of Home Alone in this movie by hiring John Hughes to direct it. And I think he did write it too. I'm not positive. I'll have to go back and
No,
check.
he did.
Okay.
Yeah, this was his last movie.
Yet, he didn't direct Home Alone. So his style into this, and I mean, if you look at Home Alone compared to the movies we've seen so far, you can tell the difference. It's not about little kids. It's about coming of age kids. And that's what his movies, that's what he understood was coming of age, not before coming of age. So they gave him this movie. I don't think he really knew how to execute it as well. If you had given this movie to Chris Columbus, I would have said this would have been much, much better. And that's not a dig on John Hughes. John Hughes is an excellent writer. He probably had the great concept. He just didn't know how to execute it. I don't disagree that this is stealing your dad's car.
And to add on to Chris, that's why I separate these things from directing and
I understand that there are
writing.
some instances.
Wait. Let me finish my point.
Okay, go ahead.
Because directors, it's in the fucking name. They give direction to the actors in order for the actors to pull off the scene and act the story out. And I feel like John, you could see when he's working with certain actors and certain groups of people by that top list, he can elicit that stuff very well, taking taking hold of the camera and then put that idea. But I feel like if we look at all of these movies, his writing is probably way above what his directing capability is, and that with the directing, he just happened to hit a cast of people who could nail what he was trying to envision. I mean, and I remember watching stuff on Home Alone and the direction he was given. 90% of that movie was direction.
Yes.
And Macaulay Culkin even improvised the whole, and they just kept on rolling with it.
But
so that's where I say there is a very stark difference to directing your people and just writing down what you want.
So I'm gonna prove your theory wrong here, because now I'm gonna give Justin some props here to his points that he made. You're right, because I will point out Home Alone. This is the difference. You watch Curly Sue, you watch Home Alone, you see the difference on what direction does. But with Pretty in Pink, which we'll get to later, that was entirely the writing that made that work. It was not the direction. I guarantee you 100% that's the case.
No.
It works the same way Breakfast Club does, Ferris Bueller's Day Off does, Weird Science, and 16 Candles. That was writing because he was writing the same things he was there. And I'll tell you why. He was not available to direct at that moment because he was still working with the National Lampoon's team on a lot of different things. And he was spread in too many different directions. So my point here is that he was not designed to direct a Curly Sue movie. He was designed to direct something like Pretty in Pink. So there is a plus. So there's two sides to that story. I'm okay with Justin wanting to put Pretty in Pink up in this movie set. I am okay if we didn't put Curly Sue in this set because it doesn't really fit with him. And I was okay with not putting Home Alone in it because I know what Chris Columbus did for Home Alone.
But like
so this is exactly where here in a bit we will get to it. Why John Hughes is a kind of divisive on how do you approach himself
and his movies.
Exactly.
How do you approach his movies?
Exactly.
How do you determine whether or not it's a John Hughes movie,
so
whether he wrote it or not?
So let's take this here in just a little bit. We'll move it down the line. But I put this where you did, stealing your dad's car. Justin, where do you put it?
Big Horse's ass.
Okay. Something had to go there, right?
And I hate kids right now.
Whoa!
No,
you are a kid.
There's a lot of
I don't want to have kids.
Wait, hold on.
Like Curly Sue.
Hold on. Wait,
time out. I don't like it.
Wait, no, we're not moving forward yet. Hold on, just
You didn't say anything. You were muted. All right, whatever. Big Horse's ass.
No,
I don't care.
Wait for it. Come here.
You're bringing out a kid? Please don't.
Get him.
What? What are you trying to do? I don't.
Come on.
What?
Come here. Come over here.
I don't like kids in general.
Come here. Justin, right here, and he can hear you because here's my mic right here. He says he doesn't like kids in general. You come down here, kid, and you come over here. Come on. What? There you go. Wait, step back. There you go. These are my two boys right here. These are my two boys. Come here. Come down here. He says he doesn't like kids. What do you have to say to him? Say it right here.
As I am.
You're my kids.
I don't care. I think they're cool because they're your kids. You know, they seem.
I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, they seem cool.
So you put this in the horse's ass. So that's
yeah. Well, I didn't mean to offend you or anything, but like
I was like, with you.
I don't need to see your kids because like if I meet kids individual, like which never happens because I have no reason to.
Just to point this out, my oldest said I'm 22. Like he's looking at me like I'm not a kid. I'm looking at him going like, you will always be my son. You're my kid. You will always.
Yeah, but they look like they're adults.
They are. They're both
So I don't like little kids. I don't like little kids, especially in the masses. Like in a kindergarten class, I would be Arnold Schwarzenegger being like, "Shut up!
It's not a tumor."
I would not. I can't tolerate it. I can't unless they're like Macaulay Culkin, who was born on the same day as me. By the way, we both share the same birthday, and he happens to be brilliant. Yeah, there are special people. So I'm like, I can't imagine this movie without Macaulay Culkin, Uncle Buck. Since we're only using John Hughes movies, Zod, I will say
your Big Horse's ass is a 1, correct?
Yes, it is, and it leads to what? Honorable trash or something?
I think that's a 3. It's a straight up 3, which is honorable trash. It's even honorable trash, which I'm not against. Honestly, I'm not.
I hate Curly Sue. I hate it with a. Oh wait, I put it in stealing your dad's car. No. She's having a baby, and that baby is Curly Sue. Holy shit! I love it.
That's hilarious.
Okay,
that's poetic justice.
So, before we get into the
rest, yes, I'm gonna save it.
Yeah, and then download it. So this is the movies he's directed. Now, before we get into this, I do just want to say, even with
I'm not including some movies, but
even with the way that we have ranked this, once again, I still feel like, even just counted the directed movies, this is still top tier. Like, there's not really a movie here that's anywhere close to a bottom, except for Curly Sue for Justin, because he's a heartless son of a bitch. But the rest of
no, it's
well,
because I don't
Justin,
have
Justin,
He's a
Justin,
heathen.
I'm giving
He's a
you
heathen.
I'm giving you shit.
He's a
Hold on a
heathen.
second. To be fair, Bitchy is
He's a
on the
heathen,
same
to be
level
fair.
as you. She cannot stand kids. She gets along with my daughter because it's my daughter and she has gotten to know her, but she doesn't like kids either. So I understand the argument. And to be fucking honest with you, I don't want any more kids for all of the reasons you've listed. Like, parents can get behind that argument. So you're not an asshole for having your opinions. Honestly, they're valid. Like, and I've always hated the people who go, "Oh, you should have kids." It's like, are you gonna fucking pay for them? Do you know the diaper runs? Going out all hours in the night? Your fucking significant other fucking hating you for no reason at all? Like, before you say go have a kid, why don't you have a fucking kid? And it's always the fucking people that tell you this, that they either don't have kids or now they're grandpa and grandma, so you just fucking drop them off and then they drop them back off. And
or there are those rich yuppie assholes who are like, yes, we can afford kids.
But they pay a nanny.
You have kids, or it's your parents saying like, when are you having kids? Like,
yep.
No, wait, time out.
Some couples are not meant to have kids because if they had kids, they would be fucked.
Wait.
Okay, like there's some parents who should. There are some couples who should never have kids.
Hold on. Hey, Christine, go ahead, Chris.
I was just gonna say, I can't bring her out here, but my wife. And those of you who didn't know, I got married last year, so whatever. Because both of my kids, both of my kids are mine, not my wife's, but my wife has been very much a mother to them because my ex-wife was, let's just say, not a mom. Anyways, so my kids, when they turned 18, there's no reason for me not to get married now, and we decided we would get married after they turned 18 when the government hated me as much as they hated my wife. But she won't come out here and say this. But she used to say she loved kids, and then she met me, and then she met my kids. And as time has gone on slowly, she has realized why you don't have kids. I mean, she's a great person. It's not about that. It's just, yes, kids are great to an extent, but parents will never fool themselves and say it's sunshine and rainbows. It's not. It's hell on earth, but you love your kids, and that's just why you go through hell.
I feel like if I was forced in a situation, if I had like a kid out of wedlock, it damn well better be with the right person. And that's why I'm like, I hope I never have kids because I couldn't tolerate them. I have enough problems as is. I couldn't deal with a little shit who's half as much of an asshole as me. I cannot deal with another me in this universe. There's no way. No, there's only one me, and that's fucking me. I can't deal with another me. No, thank you. Nope.
It's funny when we brought up the kids thing, our fucking numbers went up. Like, let me tell you about my kids. But parents get it. Like, here's the thing, because everybody said their piece. Let me elaborate on mine. Here's the thing, and all the parents out there, we all love our kids because they came from us. They're half of us. And they have our traits, and sometimes I look at my daughter and go, man, that's my kid, like the way she talks, and she talks all the time and loves to interact with people and stuff like that. But once you have kids, you do realize it's not even anything bad. It's just it's the amount of time and energy and everything that it takes. And I commend everybody who is a parent because not because, it's the standard and society says you should have a family and all this bullshit, but just because if they wanted them and they got all the kids they want, hey, power to you. The people who have 6 fucking kids, I don't know how you do it, but shout out. And you're not in a fucking institution by now. Good on you. But I'm saying
Yeah,
personally.
I mean, my great grandfather
Hold on, I'm not
had
finished.
14
Talk.
kids. 14. 14.
Justin, hold on. I'll let you talk about the 14 kids. Okay, this sounds like a long story. Anyways, but you're talking about 14 kids. That's a fucking long story. But for me, I I came to realize and understand, and I think it prepared me for meeting uh Bitchy, because Bitchy didn't want any kids. And part of the problem she had with dating is she's very adamant. She does not want to have kids. She is not ever planning on it. I don't think, unless like immaculate conception happens, I don't think that's ever going to be a thing. And I
God
would have.
forbid if you have the second coming of Christ as a child near you.
Oh god.
God forbid. God
But
forbid. God damn the world if that
oh, it's
happens.
the apocalypse.
Yes,
But
for sure.
here's the thing. I wouldn't have been able to understand Justin's perspective or her had I not had my kids, to realize just how hard and tough it is. And people don't think about the stuff that happens to women, the emotional and physical stress they go through as well. And it's kind of always been a bullshit, unfair thing, and a lot of pressure, because more than guys, it's thrown on women like, this is what you have to do. You have to have bigger kid. And I think it's bullshit. I think that people who say that don't understand the stress. And even guys who say that, look, you ain't gonna have a fucking kid coming out of you, so you have no fucking right to be like, oh yeah, definitely, blah blah blah.
Well,
It's her who's got to deal with all of the physical and emotional stress and trauma that comes along with that. And we're along for the ride. What, we got to support them. We got to get the diapers. And yes, guys do a lot, especially if you're single. You do a lot. You have to compensate. But at the end of the day, the women are bearing the brunt of it. So I've always felt like, and that's why I've respected Bitchy's decision. It's not my fucking, it's not me having the kid, it's her. And if she
mhm.
doesn't feel comfortable with the process, and she knows she doesn't have that in her to give the child as much love, then it's good she recognizes that. Just like with Justin, if he doesn't have the patience and the time, then good. You recognize that in yourself, and why bring a child into this world if your heart ain't in it? I commend
That kills
that
me.
stance on it.
Can I just say that, Zod? It kills me. It kills me that I don't, because I think I would be a good father. I really would.
But
But
Justin,
I don't want it. I
but you
just
may someday change your mind, and that's and no matter what. Let's
I have to meet the
wait,
right person. I have to
wait,
meet the
come
right
up,
person. Yeah.
come up. We live in a world that no matter what your orientation is or whatever, because all the stuff that we all talk about in our groups and all that, it's not about orientation. It's not about diversity. It's not about all that. It's about correctness and how we go about it. No matter what your orientation is or whatever you decide, if you want a child, it has to be on your terms. You will know when it's right, if it's right for you, and that's your choice.
Yeah, I mean, there have definitely been some people who I was dating at the time where I'm like, yeah, I would want to have a child with you, but it didn't work out. It didn't
No,
happen.
but
And
that's
and you
why.
know what? Yeah.
Yeah, and to the point, it became a Hughes movie here on the panel.
Yes, it
Because
has.
we had our
So
laugh
wait,
out loud moment,
time out,
and
time out.
then we have a serious moment. We got to bring the laughs back.
So here's what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna step in here because we're all relatively equal on our say on this type of stream. Okay, so we've agreed that it was these 8 movies right here that we're going to talk about and put
Already
in a rank.
downloaded the image.
Yes,
It's all
you already
good.
downloaded the image, and
So
we
we
told
can.
them. So when you post it, you have to say if you want to see how we ranked his writing credits, you can. But here's the deal: So now we're going to talk about these writing credits, and we'll disregard the ones we don't care about because some of these, whatever. But it's 10:27 my time and Zod's time, the only time that counts because it's central to everything in the world. But we're going to go for, let's go no more than 30 minutes. We're going to talk about the rest of these. Are we ready to go?
Yeah. Hey, did you switch the honorable trash to the?
No.
Oh, that was an accident. That was an accident.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was gonna say you pushed the wrong button there.
He pushed the wrong button.
Okay, so now people are going to get a little bit of an extra half hour. This is if you're watching this live, you will now get the other end of this, which is
they'll get the full
thing.
Monty now.
All right.
And let's go through these a little bit quicker.
Yes,
so
for
way
sure.
we can do
yes.
All
right. So I guess we're technically starting off with class reunion. What the fuck is Uncle Buck? I've never seen it.
I agree. I mean, this is the National Lampoon that was made much later. Well, I go what the fuck is Uncle Buck? I've seen it. I've seen it, but I'm still going to put in what the fuck is Uncle Buck. So it's still technically, I can put it down there.
No. That's if you haven't seen it. The lowest one is Horse's
Ass. Big Horse's Ass.
Horse's Ass. Cool. All right, next one.
The next one, Mr. Mom.
Oh God.
Fuck
yeah. Big Horse's Ass.
No.
No, what? I'm kidding. I haven't seen it.
Zod?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Dandruff Sandwiches. I do not really care for this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
This is like the first politically let's show women in they're better than men, whatever. This was done right.
I guess that's my sexism coming out. I just found the movie.
But this is like why Sarah Connor's a badass bitch.
I disagree. Sarah Connor's a badass bitch because
she is. Because she's a badass bitch.
Terminator 2.
Yes. But my point here is that I think this is the best way that you can show the swapped roles in life. This was a great way of doing it.
You have to remember something though, Chris. When I saw this, I had seen Trading Places and the other swap movies, and for me, I know this came first, but I felt like the concept was done better in other films.
Points of it, yes, I can see that. But my point is in swap movies, not men swapping with men.
Yeah, we're just talking about
the original idea of women take and again, let's just be honest, the way that men are portrayed as being the breadwinners and stuff.
There was a lot of that.
Yes, but this was the first movie that approached it in a very well designed way. I put this in stealing your dad's car. So
honorable trash.
It goes on the high end of honorable trash.
No, it'd be the low end because I put it in.
No, well, it's an even 3, so it's on par.
Yeah, he's right. You put it in dinner.
Technically, it's on par with Curly Sue, and I'm glad it's above Curly Sue. Okay.
Okay, next one.
Vacation.
John Candy.
I
love vacation movies. Even the shitty ones I love.
Zod, zippity doo dah out of your ass. You better put this in John Candy.
No, I'm sorry. It's making out with
the family truckster. The family truckster. Come on.
I just never connected with it like that. I'm sorry.
Because you are not on a road trip with your family, clearly.
Zod, you are not a child of the 80s.
No,
I say that as a child of the 70s.
Next movies. I'll get to the next movie.
What year were you born, Zod?
Because isn't this part of the National Lampoon?
Well, it's Vacation. It's with Chevy Chase. Who cares? Where do you put it? Why don't you connect with it?
What year were you born, Zod?
84.
That's why, right there. He's a mid. He's mid.
Yeah, that guy. Those guys are weirdos.
Hey, Bon Jovi.
As the ranking
Bon Jovi sucks.
As the ranking. Whoa! What? Pales in comparison to what?
Guns N' Roses?
Are you smoking
No,
crack?
he is. He is.
No, I totally disagree.
As the ranking old person, as the ranking old person, wait, listen, as the ranking old person, I reject your reality and submit my own.
I joke about Bon Jovi. Okay, Vacation, obviously John Candy.
John Candy. It's
come on, Zod.
Out with peak Kelly LeBrock. Sorry, it's not my
okay.
It goes up the bottom of John Candy.
I've seen way.
It goes
way
technically above Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
How?
No, it doesn't,
because it was released first.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Well, yeah,
whatever. Okay. Next one.
All right.
European
Vacation.
John Candy.
Didn't see it.
John Candy.
I didn't see it.
John Candy. It goes John
Candy.
It
goes John Candy.
It's above
but it's got to be the last.
Put it after.
No. It's got to be.
No. Wait. I will put it behind European. Put it behind European. Wait.
No, it's got to go all the way behind because only one person saw it. That's the rule.
That's true. No, we'll go there. So
are you kidding
me? European goes behind. European.
Oh my God!
Stop. European goes behind Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for saving that.
I'll agree to that. It's fun since I'm the only one who saw it. But
okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. And this is the one. Pretty in Pink. Who goes first?
It's John Candy. God damn it, lose John Candy.
You put it in John Candy? You know what I put it in? Big
John
Horse's
Candy.
ass.
Well, you're a bitch.
No. You know who's a bitch? John Cryer, and how much of a male
yes, he is. But
and
he's
I hate
still
it.
at the end of it is the man.
I hate it. I hate every single moment of it. I don't like it. I don't like
the you know what, Justin,
to date this one guy who is not even that great.
You know what, Justin?
The guy sucks.
You know what, Justin?
I hate it.
You know what? You're just a mid-buy man.
No. I'm a top tier buy man. Thank you very much. I'm in John Candy.
All right, ladies.
I can't rank that.
No. Pretty in Pink sucks.
Zod.
I hate it because of John Cryer.
Zod,
I wish we had more time, but I hate it.
For me, I would say I'd have to put in John Candy. It's pretty enjoyable flick. I'm not gonna lie.
So wait, John Candy, and where'd you put it?
Big Horse's ass. I hate that movie.
God,
everything about
you
it
are
is
a horrible person.
So it's gonna go in Making Out with Kelly LeBrock.
Probably. Hold on. 6 + 6 + 1. That divided by 3. Oh my God. 4.333.
So it'll go in Stealing Cars, right?
It goes right there with 16 Candles.
Yeah.
I mean, worse than 16 Candles.
Oh my God. No, 16 Candles was 4.333. That's the reason why they're both there. It doesn't matter which one. It actually goes before.
I wish
it goes before 16 Candles.
Rate it lower so we can
goes before. It goes before 16 Candles because it was earlier than 16 Candles.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. It was his first movie.
16 Candles was the first movie, you idiot.
No. Hold on. I'm going to.
16 Candles came out before Pretty in Pink. Are you kidding me?
Which came first? 16 Candles or Pretty in Pink?
16 Candles.
Okay, fine. Whatever the fuck.
Okay, all right. So
let's go. Come on. 30 minutes. 30 minutes to do all these. Let's go.
All right. It's Some Kind of Wonderful. Haven't seen it.
I would put it in Stealing Your Dad's Car.
Same here.
Okay, cool.
It's mid.
The Great Outdoors, John Candy.
I am gonna. Yeah, you putting it up in John Candy, Justin? Yep. I'm putting it there too. Why not? I mean, I love that movie. It's a weird movie, but I love it.
I can't believe it, but for me, I like the weirdness, so I can get behind John Candy. I think it's.
Well, it's going behind Planes.
No, it goes all the way up.
No,
it goes. It goes all the way to the back because it's after European Vacation. Just put it all the way to the back.
No. But European Vacation, we didn't know.
No, Vacation is there.
You're right. Okay.
Okay. A Christmas Vacation. Yeah, John Candy.
I have watched this movie every year with Bitchy.
Yes.
And I grow tired of it because I've watched it every year with Bitchy, but that's not the movie's fault. I like Elf as my personal holiday.
Yes, thank you.
But with that being said, you can't put it anywhere else but John Candy. It's a fucking hilarious movie. The fucking douchebag family member. We've all been there.
Yes.
The boss. Trying to get everything. Yeah, the boss, and you're trying to get
Jelly Club, the Jelly of the Month Club.
It's so relatable.
Eddie is a fucking asshole. I can't believe that they made a whole other movie with just Cousin
Eddie is a beast in this movie, though.
He sucks in his own movie. Have you seen?
He does. Yes. Well, that's just the actor. That's just the actor.
No. The actor's fine. It's just like he had a bad script. Like so. Vacation 2 sucks.
So
whatever. Anyways,
we still got to other movies here.
So, I think it belongs in trash, but no, I'm kidding.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, so it would go above because we gave it all a perfect score, so it's going above the Trip 1, 2.
All right, somebody take this.
Above Vacation, okay. Home Alone.
I mean,
come on. Really Any arguments? Any arguments? Any arguments?
I have one argument. You want to hear
it?
What? Put it up at the top.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So it's
okay. We don't need to say anything about that. No. So career opportunities. I just watched that before the stream. Holy shit. Can I just tell you one thing? Let me tell you one thing. I have never felt more straight in my entire life than watching this movie. I think it goes above Ferris Bueller just because of that.
This goes in another level. This goes in a new tier called Tentpole.
I gotta say my vote doesn't count in this one. Never strike me. No interest to really see it, so I leave it to you.
Target the whole movie. John Candy's in it. You have Jennifer Connelly and all of these like different.
Whoa! Hold on a second. Did you say Jennifer Connelly?
Yes.
I will watch it tonight.
Can we watch it together? Should we watch it together or nah?
Yes. Friday night.
I can't. We're doing a late night talks on Friday. We're back to my late night talks. I got a lot.
Well, I got to be here then for it. What time?
I'm still working that out. It depends on people.
Well, no, he's saying he's doing his regular late night
talks. Yes.
Late night talks, not a career opportunities to watch.
No, I know.
We'll discuss. Hold
on. Wait. Hold on. I'll be right.
I'll see if I can make a time.
Yeah, you know that meme with Jennifer Connelly riding that like little horse that you have like quarters for.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
That's the movie. My goodness, I have never been so turned on like in my entire life.
Jennifer Connelly, just in general. Oh my God, she's got to be like. If we're ranking top 10 hottest women of all time, I think she's in that discussion.
Yeah, it's like, what are your hall passes? Like, what's your top 5? What's your list from Friends? My list for women, because I'm not comfortable talking about men because most of them are straight and it would never happen. But with women, Jennifer Connelly, like Courtney Cox, Kate Beckinsale, Alexandra Daddario, and ladies, the 5th slot is open. So,
you slide.
I think that's a good answer.
So you two are rating this, so I guess it's a John Candy, but it's got to go near the bottom because I didn't vote. So,
it's below.
That's how it goes. There's
above Vacation.
All right.
It's got to go
So
in the back.
That's actually kind of weird.
Wait.
But
So I didn't talk about this movie. I have, in the short amount of time you guys have been talking about this, I have taken care of my manly needs, talking about this movie, grabbing a beer. I need a cigarette now. And we're good. Because it belongs to
God, let's
Candy.
move on to the next one. Oh, geez. Sorry, folks.
Only the lonely haven't seen it, never will. I don't think.
Dandruff sandwich. I think it's a
honorable trash.
Okay, so goes in. I don't know.
It would be
trash, I guess.
It'd be low end of honorable trash.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's right.
What is this? Dirks or like Druff or
no?
I don't remember.
Dutch. Oh shit! God damn it!
I don't remember this movie.
Dutch. Ed O'Neill from Al Bundy.
From Married with Children. Yeah. I'd put it at making out with peak Kelly LeBrock. I just love the dynamic in this movie.
Okay, Chris. Oh, damn it.
Where did I put it?
Pete Kelly LeBrock.
I would put it there too. That's good.
Okay, that's
it's a good movie. Don't sleep on that movie.
Oh yeah, I say that the biggest thing is just Al Bundy. I know I'm calling him Al Bundy, but that's how I see him as.
What's weird is that he does not have many film roles, and this one was in the middle of Married with Children, or right after. I can't remember. It was like near the end or right after, and he took the step to movies, and it's weird to watch it with him in it, but it works really well when you think about it.
Yeah, he's still doing the dad archetype, but he's less abrasive. And
he's a stepfather in this too. That's the other thing. It works really well, and I think he does a good job.
And I think he separates himself a lot from the other role, which is why I put it so high, because it's like, holy shit, you're expecting like an insult or something, but it just never comes.
It's a good movie. I think it's a really good movie. Okay, next. It goes up into peak.
Yeah, I know. My mouse kind of disconnected. Beethoven.
Beethoven.
Charles Grodin.
It's not a bad movie, but I'm gonna put it in Stealing Your Dad's Car.
Holy shit, I was there with you. For me, I like the themes and everything, but I feel the same way. Like,
I would have put it in honorable trash, or like, no, actually, I would have put it in Big Horse's ass without Charles Grodin. Charles Grodin is the only thing that makes it work.
And the dog has great.
Oh yeah, they did a great job with the dog in this movie.
Yeah, so it would go on the top end because we all voted that one in. It's not because of weird score hijinks.
Yeah, so Beethoven is better than 16 Candles. Holy shit!
Well, yeah. More rewatchability. I've seen Beethoven a ton of times, especially when you're talking about.
I don't agree with that, but unfortunately, that's where it goes.
All right, that's our controversial one. Home Alone 2, John Candy.
That's after the fact, because be thankful, Justin. In this case, be thankful for how we did this. Be thankful for how we did this, because that's not going to show up on Twitter.
No, that's not going to show up on the theater.
So this is Home Alone 2. I will put this up in John Candy also.
John Candy.
I love this movie.
So I've got a hot take.
No, he's wrong, but okay, go ahead.
John Candy, and I'd almost say, here's the hot take, it's better than the original, because it does what a sequel should do. They put it in my hometown, fucking New York. The sets are bigger. The acting is peak.
You're not from New York.
I am.
Where are you from?
He is.
Astoria, Queens. Was born.
That's Queens, not New York.
And I was mostly near Manhattan.
I got enough family up in New York. I can tell you that. New York is not Queens. Queens is Queens.
Queens is a borough. Anyways,
I know.
It's all part of New York. But anyways, we're getting into gangs of New York.
Right on par.
But anyways, This to me is how you do a sequel. They moved the location.
Yeah.
Normally, nowadays, that'd be an issue. It's not. They
No.
went bigger. It doesn't affect the movie.
Nope.
They have still, the parents can't fucking keep track of their kids, but I like that they addressed the issue in the first one of how the fuck can you forget your kid, and they address it in this movie as if they
Mhm.
realize, like, yeah, parents forget their kids. Let's make it more believable. Where she actually does the head count, and it's just like airport shenanigans. I could picture that actually
Yes.
happening.
But
Everything they do in this
pre
movie,
9/11 for sure.
Yes,
yeah,
for
pre
sure.
9/11,
Realistic.
Yes.
but
Yeah, and with that, in question, with the you have to remember the time period. Like he's literally
yeah,
on the
okay,
World Trade
Justin,
Center. Like it's
Justin,
understandable at the time.
All right, we got 12 minutes. We got 12 minutes.
Dennis the Menace, honorable
Wait,
trash.
wait. John, final take on that. Come on.
Oh,
You had more to
Dennis
say.
He said John
so
Candy.
final take. It's just a great movie. Does everything the original does, but better. Let's go.
I totally agree. John Candy. Okay, next one.
Dennis the Menace.
Honorable trash.
I
Honorable
agree.
trash.
I agree.
Okay. No.
I don't hate it, but it's just
Baby's Day Out. Big Horse's ass.
Big Horse's ass.
I
I
agree.
fucking hate that movie.
I agree.
Like, oh my god, it was as if I don't know.
No, actually, no. Baby's Day Out has to go at the bottom. No.
Yep.
I agree. Okay.
I don't know if that's John Hughes' fault or if it's the
I'll-
person who got the script, but Jesus Christ, that movie's fucking terrible.
Person got the script. I blame that on the
101 Dalmatians.
Baby's
Day Out. Baby's Day Out. Like that debate between Siskel and Ebert. Hilarious.
I will go 101 Dalmatians. I will go Making Out with Pete Kelly Brock. So I'm going to tell you, if you're going to make a live action version of this, I'm going to tell you, if you're going to make a live action version of this, Glenn Close doing this fucking movie. This is actually really well done. This is before I started feeling like, Jesus Christ, Disney, get a fucking original bone. I actually felt there's a reason for doing this in live action, and I thought this was done brilliantly. So I put 101 Dalmatians up in Making Out with Pete Kelly or Brock. Hot take.
I'm going to have to agree with Chris on this. Glenn Close, for me, will always be Cruella. But unlike most people, I wasn't hard on the prequel. I think Emma Stone does a phenomenal job and kind of makes it her own. But I think when you have someone like Glenn Close playing the villain, it's really hard to do. And I think that if you don't have Glenn Close and the success of this movie, you don't get Emma Stone, which I fucking love you, Emma Stone. Call me. Great actress, very underrated. Call me. Anyways, but no, definitely Making Out with Kelly LeBrock. It's the best example of when Disney used to take a creative approach to their properties.
All right, I didn't see it, and I never will. So, if I did see it, I would still put it in Big Horse's ass because
you won't.
It said.
You won't.
But you know what? Maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe I'll change my mind. Flubber, honorable trash.
Wow, John Candy. I disagree with all of you. This movie. Okay, so
I didn't say anything.
I have a sentimental reason for this. This was one of the first kids movies that my mom and dad took me to when they were together. Well, not together, they were still separated, but we went as a family. And it really means a lot because my mom and dad absolutely fucking hate each other because my dad's a fucking scumbag, but that's not the point. If you guys been on the channel, you've seen him. Anyways, but this was the first time, and I know there's stupid stuff. I know there's stuff that doesn't make sense in the movie, but Robin Williams is so fun in this movie. I fucking love the concept. I love the stupid little creature. To me, even if you don't like this movie for what the movie is, this feels the most creative that they've ever fucking been at the studio, and just letting Robin Williams cut loose, and you could tell he had a ton of fun shooting this movie. And it's got such a great family message too at the same time. And it's just one of those good, corny, feel-good movies. And I remember coming out, and even my mom and dad liked the film, which they hated taking me to like kids' movies and stuff. That's why I went to see The Blob when I was a fucking kid, or Aliens 3, or stuff like that. But this was the first family movie where we walked out as a family, and it meant so much to me. So that's why I put it in John Candy. And while it's not Robin Williams' best performance, it is his most fun. And you could tell from what he's doing and how he's acting. I don't know the behind the scenes, but it feels like he's having fun making the movie. Like he's enjoying himself, and there's just such a great energy around the film. So for me, it's a John Candy. It's always gonna be my favorite. I had the fucking VHS I wore out. It's just a really special movie for me.
Oh. I still think it's honorable trash because
I understand. Like I understand.
Sentimental value. I have no sentimental value. I thought it was. It's Robin Williams. That's why it's not in dandruff sandwiches.
I'm trying to remember. This was based off of The Absent-Minded Professor, right?
Yeah.
No. I think The Absent-Minded Professor was the first one in '61. Then there was this one. Then I think The Nutty Professor was.
It's Jerry.
Well, no. So let's just go down this road. You put it where, Zod?
I put it in John Candy.
I kind of I don't disagree. First off, this is this is Robin Williams. I mean, it's very difficult to downgrade a Robin Williams film because, unfortunately, it sucks that he's no longer with us. But
believe you me, I know.
But
I'll tell you after the show.
Okay, but and I met John. I met Robin Williams.
What?
Yes, I did. Well, after the show, whatever. Let's go. But I'm just going to say this right now. He is not the problem of this movie. The problem of this movie is it's just kind of like let him go, and there was really no script. And I know John Hughes did the script, but really that's not how this ended up. I'm going to put this in Stealing Your Dad's Car. So it goes in Making Out Pete Kelly LeBrock. Wait.
I'm fine with that.
Justin Proper? Justin, did you see this?
I did.
Where'd you put it?
I put it in honorable trash.
No, then it goes down to Stealing Your Dad's Car. It goes down there. At the top, probably, or somewhere. But leave it wherever. It doesn't really matter.
What? I can't. You know what? I'll put it above Pretty in Pink in the middle. Fair. Home Alone 3. All right. Yeah.
I'd love to put this. I've seen this, but I would love to put this just because it belongs on What the Fuck is Uncle Buck? But no, it has to go in Big Horse's ass. So go ahead and
What the fuck is Uncle Buck? Like, yes.
Like, I think we should be able to agree that if it is complete trash, like
nothing redeemable,
it needs to go down at the bottom, no matter what it is. If we all agree,
just switch the 2 tiers.
No. I'm just saying, even if we've all seen it and we agree, we wish we hadn't had seen it. It needs to go down there. But
you know what? I'll make that executive decision. What the fuck is Uncle Buck? Just for the
no.
Yeah. Miracle on 34th Street. Let's go.
No.
Put it up.
Put it up there.
Okay. All right.
Just drop the tiers.
Miracle.
What the fuck should it be?
Miracle on 34th Street. Haven't seen it.
God. I like the older version much more, to be quite honest. I think this is good, but not quite there. So I would put it in Stealing Your Dad's Car. I know that's sacrilege, but if you've ever seen the original, so much better.
Exactly. No, I totally agree with you. The original Miracle on 34th
I
Street
love
is
that movie.
so much better. I love this movie. I love this
Oh yeah, I don't
retelling.
hate it. I'll
I
watch it.
love
It's
it.
just
But there's just when you watch the two side by side, you have to sit there and go like something is missing from the new one. I agree. You're stealing your dad's card. Let's go next one.
Just Visiting. Haven't seen it.
I put it in dandruff.
I haven't seen it.
Dandruff. Oh,
we got one in dandruff. I haven't seen it.
Next one.
The Jennifer Lopez one, Made in Manhattan.
Horse's ass. I hate J-Lo. She gives New Yorkers a bad name. She's not as hot as you people think. And for fuck's sake, she cannot fucking act. Stop giving her fucking movies. She had one good film, people. One good film. We all know what that was.
What was it?
Selena.
What was it?
That's it.
What was
it?
Thank you.
Fucking good
I agree.
ever goddamn done.
I agree.
Shut up. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. Which
did you see
movie?
this, Justin? Did you see this?
What movie?
Made in Manhattan.
Oh no, I meant the movie that you thought was good, but I already said
Selena.
I haven't seen it.
Selena is very, very good.
Selena's a great movie.
Yes.
Selena, what?
Selena. It's called Selena.
Oh,
it's
Selena.
about the artist.
Okay.
Selena.
Gotcha.
Did you see this? Did you see this, Justin?
Yeah.
You saw this?
I did not.
Oh.
Okay, so
I wish I could put it in What the Fuck is Uncle Buck, but I had to put it in Big Horse's ass.
We'll put it above Baby's Day.
No, put it at the bottom. Fuck it.
It's at the bottom.
It's worse than that. It's worse than that.
No, two of us.
It's worse than Home Alone 3. It's worse than all of it. It's bullshit.
Oh, technically it is. Technically, it is worse.
All right, go.
We all agreed on these.
Yes.
But would it technically make
no?
Drillbit Taylor. All right, the final one.
Next one.
All right, the final one, Drillbit Taylor, and I was adamant on including it because it is the last movie that John Hughes ever came up with an idea for, and it was kind of in the same category as all those stoner comedies. So it bridged the gap between the 80s John Hughes and my generation. And that was John Candy, Full and Full Out. I fucking loved it. I rewatched it so many times. I fucking love that movie. Drillbit Taylor kicks fucking ass. It's exactly what I needed at the right time, at the right age. And that's what John Hughes does. And that's why I'm so angry when Zai was like, let's not include it. Like, no.
Hold on a second. I feel like I have seen.
It's about the bodyguard.
Oh God. Oh, you're not gonna like my opinion.
It's okay.
Okay, so, and I actually agree with Rotten Tomatoes on this. Okay, so here's my feelings.
Oh no.
He's a sellout. Gotcha.
Of course, part of me likes it because, wow. But
yeah.
Come on.
Part of me thinks that the rating for Rotten Tomato is
11
correct.
o'clock. It's 11:01. Come on.
This movie was so fucking terrible and hard for me to get through. I don't like the humor. I don't think that Owen Wilson really fits this role very well.
But
I think he's better with someone to bounce off of.
Okay.
God damn. But I don't think it's as bad as the worst movies. What's in Dandruff Sandwiches? I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Visiting?
And
you haven't seen it?
So honorable trash is where you're putting it.
I'm really hovering.
Just give him a little time. We're almost done. We're almost there. I put it in John Candy. I know why I did it. I was those kids at one point. I love it. It bridged that gap to me, and the fact that it was the last one that he worked on just kind of. And I
find it a shame. This is honestly, I find it a shame. This is the last movie. I think that there could have been something so much more creative after this. I'm gonna have to go with honorable trash because I don't think it's on the bottom with all of these other movies, like I think it is more enjoyable than say me ever fucking seeing Baby Days Off or fucking Made in Manhattan. No, it shouldn't be in that class at all. I haven't seen the other movie in Dangerous Sandwiches, so I can't really tell. But I do think honorable trash is a fair. I don't think this
Very
is.
good.
Yeah, I don't think this is like. I wouldn't put it near any of the movies on the top or even the S tier. Hell, even stealing cars, I would say all of those are above it. Yeah, I think honorable trash is a nice one for me. Yeah,
So,
right around the B. Yeah, B
as the resident
7.
old
Yeah.
person here, because I'm the oldest of all of us, I will say I see your point, Zod, but I'm a big fan of Idiocracy, which is a stoner comedy. Let's just be honest, stoner,
Done way
complete
better
stoner.
by
But
a mile.
I totally understand it, but I understand what Justin is saying. Here's the thing: John Hughes, and we're gonna. This is my opus to John Hughes here. John Hughes died suddenly of a heart attack while visiting family in New York City, not Chicago, where he would have much rather have died. And this being his last credit, I think what he was trying to do, and this goes back to the Jackie Brown comment and all the other comments I've said, that the impetus of these movies that people are like, let me try this and see what happens. If John Hughes had lived, he would have been able to bridge the gap into the next generation with this movie and realize where his downfalls were with it and what to do to improve on it. And I have to agree with Mr. Justin Proper that this is
Oh,
a John Candy with a smiley face movie. And I only say
oh.
this as his final say in life. It showed that he was, I understand my 80s movies are gone. That coming of age comedy has to evolve. This was his realization writing that I have to move forward. And I don't think he died of anything that people thought he would die of. It was unexpected. It was out of the blue. And if he had continued forward, he would have learned how to write the coming of age story for the millennium age and forward. He just didn't have a chance to. That puts us in John Candy with a smiley face, which puts it solely in the making out with Kelly LeBrock at a 5 flat.
Does it? Because
So
I
is
went.
it
I feel like it's lower because
Where'd you put it?
I put it in honorable trash.
Yes. So it is 6 plus 6 plus 3 equals 15 divided by 3, which is 5.
so is it above Uncle Buck or
No, it
It's
would be
put
at
it
the
at the
very
very,
end.
very end only because of its release date.
you know,
Yeah, and its score. It's
100,
not.
101 Dalmatians?
No,
Okay.
it's
Just
101
just
Uh,
Dalmatians.
because, listen, no, because we're doing this as an add-in and as a
okay.
plus side of everything, we're just gonna put it at the end because it was the last thing he has writing credits or anything on. Not because
Hey,
it belongs at
Deborah.
the end,
Hold
but
on.
hey,
Hi,
yep,
Deborah. How are you? Good to see you.
Deborah, hello.
Hey.
Um, yeah, I'm gonna stick to my point.
No,
Sadie
you're
passed
fine.
away. Get the whole evolution, but once again, does not make the Designated Experiment a good movie. And for me, it was a fucking drag to get through. And if we're talking
It
stoner
wasn't a
films,
drag for me.
I
I
could
loved
list.
it.
I did
If we're
like it
listing
too.
stoner films, I could list about 20 different ones that does everything way better.
Oh yeah, like super bad, but I think that John Hughes was
Dazed
on
and
the right
Confused.
track. He was
Uh,
Yes.
on
Oh, wait,
the
wait.
right track for sure. It wasn't the best concept. It wasn't the best in execution, but it was for me because I was picked on a lot. I identified with it very much so.
I think
I didn't have a friend with a matching shirt to
wait,
be along with me. That's the difference.
Justin can back me up on this. Did I not say that we need to leave this one off?
What's that?
I said, did I not say that we needed to leave this movie off
Yeah,
of
you
this
said
list?
you
I
you
did say
said
that.
you
I said
did
that.
say that,
But
but
I have to put it honestly, if on the second half of all this, the extra stuff. Listen, unfortunately, like John Ritter and a lot of other people, John
Oh,
Hughes died unexpectedly and way too early.
Mhm.
And I don't disagree with you, Zod, either on this movie. It's not the greatest movie, but I have to look at it for what it is. It was his attempt to say, I realize times are changing. I realize I have another generation now I have to write to. How do I interpret my younger life, the the Vacation 58 and the coming of age of the 80s that he was rooted in? How do I bring that to a new generation? This was his first step there. And it's not his fault as dying that he didn't get to refine the effort.
I
And
mean,
that's
yes,
why
I
I put it
totally
up there.
agree, but like I said, I base
Oh,
solely on the work.
no,
Like, let me
yeah,
give you an example. Just give you an example for a second. When we talk about prototypes,
yes,
Wes Craven's prototype for Scream was New
New
Nightmare, which
Nightmare.
yes,
no one, and every horror fan knows. And now it
yeah,
is fucking appreciated. Even by the
yes,
Nightmare on Elm Street community
yes,
realizes how fucking
yes.
great that movie was. But at the time, to your point, no one understood it. They didn't understand the meta thing. It was
Mhm,
ahead of its time, and I
yes.
I I do see what you're saying, especially with this. First off, well, see, he's a good actor, but he should never be a lead. He works better as a support guy. That's mistake
I thought
number
he
one.
worked perfectly. I
No,
disagree.
he's fucking terrible as a lead. I'm sorry.
He
He
was
doesn't
okay.
have the charisma to carry the role without the bounce
Yes, he
back,
does.
like him and Vince Vaughn.
Mm,
Okay,
Bounce back.
okay, somebody to work off
Him
of
and
as an adult. Okay.
that's what I'm saying. He just, you know how they say people have it. Unfortunately, he does not
again,
have it when it comes
wait,
to carrying these roles. And that was in the time where they
wait,
tried to push him to the front.
counterpoint, counterpoint. First off, where's my red card? I have to take a break because I feel like you've insulted me. No, I was kidding. Um, um,
Yeah, can we get
no,
this done and over with?
yes, counterpoint on that. He's the writer. He's not the director or the casting person. I don't know if that's his fault.
I mean, and that's what I said with the writing and directing differences, because you might
Yep.
be completely right on that
Yeah,
point
and
that
this
someone
was
in
the
Hollywood
story. He
saw
came
Owen
up with
Wilson,
the
he was up and
concept.
coming, and
Yes.
bam, they're like, okay, this guy's going to be the guy to do this movie. In which case, but see, that's why I wanted to separate the two, because then you're going into the minutia, which we were talking about earlier. Of okay, well, where does responsibility lie when things go wrong? Does it lie with the director? Is it the actors? Is it the fucking story? Or is it the fucking studio that pushes something on that now the director and writer are going, well, fuck it, we're gonna just do the best we can and hope to
Yeah.
fix it in post. That's where I
I
feel like it gets too complicated, and it's easier to keep it simplistic. Who
I
directed? Who
feel
wrote?
that's why I said I feel like I'm stuck in the middle. I'm the oldest person here, and I don't mean that like let's be honest. That really doesn't matter. But I feel like I understand Justin's point and I understand your point. And I see it as I get what he was trying to do in a script. And if he had lived, I think he not only would have written a script towards this dynamic, but he would have directed a movie with his own script that would have been probably on the level of one of his 80s movies, like Ferris Bueller or Pretty in Pink or anything.
mean,
I think he would have gone that way.
He did it under the same pseudonym, like Edmund whatever, like as he did with Beethoven. But then Beethoven took off and like had a whole fucking series. And this was like, okay, there is something here with these stoner comedies. Let's actually make something that isn't just that. Let's make it PG-13. Let's, like have it accessible to young people, like if they want to see it, that's edgy. And let's do that. But then you were totally correct. If he had directed the next stoner comedy, it would have been better than Superbad. Maybe. We will never know. It would have been close.
Sorry, I called total
bullshit.
Wait. That is saying from a guy who thinks that Superbad is in his top 5 favorite movies. I think John Hughes with Superbad, that could have been.
Look at what
that could have been.
John Hughes did.
God! Can you imagine?
To Justin's point, look at what John Hughes did with, and I hate to put it this way, with drugs and coming of age.
I mean,
it's an idea here. And yeah, this is purely speculative. We don't know. And that's the shitty thing of this, because of a lot of people out there. I mean, again, I go back to John Ritter. I love John Ritter. John Ritter was like, I here's the thing.
Hey, Sherry.
Oh,
yes,
hey, Sherry.
Sherry, hopefully John you're doing Ritter. Okay. I'm sorry about your dad. You were such a sweetheart. Sherry.
Sherry, baby, Sherry. Okay, that's horrible. Anyways,
that was terrible.
All right, so about that. Wait. So John Ritter, and this is where I go into this point. I don't care what your political preference is. I don't care what you did to your ex-wife, your kids, or anything. I care about how you portray people on screen. John Ritter was brilliant on how he portrayed people on screen. No matter what his political affiliation was, his beliefs were, he was great on screen. However you put it, the whole like bad Santa thing, it's brilliant. I put that on the same level as John Hughes, that I feel like he understood how to take a coming of age movie to the next level. And unfortunately, we were robbed of ever seeing if he could have done it.
Imagine John Ritter in a John Hughes movie. Yeah.
Anyways, doesn't matter. Yeah. We're done. This is all speculative.
I'm sorry. This is all speculative. This is sort of like a, like sort of a dark note.
This is bonus hour. Bonus hour. All happy, joy, because we're gonna say.
Can we see the list one more time?
Yes, go up.
Okay, so this is the bonus list. So if you weren't here, you can check out on Twitter. He posted the actual 8 movies that we talked about. But this is the bonus writing credits list of John Hughes that we also put into this tier list. It's not going to be posted.
This is actually like a really diverse list, and most of it is apparently good. All things considered, this isn't a bad track.
Let's be honest. Honorable trash since you moved it up. And to you and to Zod, who fucked up and didn't put it up in that level before, where I put Jurassic Park, which I would have left in this right here. I would have left it there. I have to say that the overall, there's only 5 movies that are below honorable trash, and actually they all belong down there.
As we said, I'm going to stipulate it with this. He didn't direct them, so technically it does. The 8 movies we talk about he directed are all above, or they're in the first 3 tiers. Spoiler. So technically his directing track record is as good as anyone we've had on the show, possibly better, because if I remember correctly, even Spielberg had some stinkers at the bottom. We had some low Spielberg movies, and I'd say they're all around that time frame.
Only Nolan and Tarantino. Tarantino even had someone the lowest one was Death Proof, but it was that low on purpose.
Yeah.
So Tarantino they had Death Proof low because you're all fucking ridiculous.
No, it's supposed to be honorable trash.
Way higher.
It is supposed to be honorable trash.
It is. He would put it there.
He's like, it's supposed to be honorable trash. Like, if you knew Tarantino, you would put it in honorable trash.
They are grindhouse. They are bullshit.
My loyalty to Tarantino. I followed Tarantino. I only had one movie.
I will personally go out to fucking LA, find Quentin Tarantino, and get him to say he agrees that it belongs in honorable trash. If you want me to, I will figure out a fucking way.
I invented that fucking tier. I invented that tier, and I will do that with you. We will do it.
I would have accepted it, but we had.
We're going. We're fucking going, and we're gonna get him to place it himself.
I can't deal with you people.
You're right, Deborah. Hughes is a genius.
I was going to be happy, and you had to bring up that fucking ridiculous thing.
Zod, you mediocre trash villain. Listen right now. I'm going to tell you right now. Justin and I will go out to fucking LA. We will find wherever the hell he is, Quentin Tarantino, and we will ask him, where would you put Death Proof? Would you put it in honorable trash? And I almost guarantee you he will put it there because it is nothing but exactly where
kill Chris.
Whatever.
That's the sequel to Kill Bill. It's gonna be called Kill Chris.
Boop. Boop.
Uma Thurman's coming for you. That's all I gotta say.
If he does say, if he doesn't understand, like, if it's like an interview sort of thing, he will see the rank. Kurt Russell driving a car is like, well, it's got to go in Kurt Russell driving a car. Like it just makes sense. I guess that's what the right answer is because he doesn't understand it. But if I'm being honest, I think it's honorable trash. It's honorable trash. I could see either way. But anyways, good night, guys. I guess. I'm Justin. No. I have nothing to plug except for myself. Bye.
Okay. So that was disturbing. Thank you very much. If you guys are wondering where PB is, unfortunately his power is out. But next Wednesday, come back to our tier list because next Wednesday PB is going to pick a tier list for us all to do. He doesn't know what he's going to pick. We don't know what he's going to pick. It should be fucking exciting. It's going to be a random tier list because unfortunately he couldn't make it here due to the fact that he lives in Scandinavia with fucking giants and Thor. So he's out there with his fucking hammer fighting some kind of fucking mythological beast with his giant beard. So yeah, he's fucking snowed in. But he had a power outage. A tree fell on something. Anyways, that's not the point. So he wasn't able to join us tonight. He will be on the panel. And he will pick the tier list next Wednesday, and it should be fun because we have no fucking idea what he's gonna pick. He could pick cheese.
We don't.
He could pick wine.
I mean, that could determine whether or not I participate. Like, if it just because, like,
fuck you, Justin.
You're participating.
Fuck you. You're participating.
We left
because
him in
we
the
went
dirt.
forward.
He's going to pick
went
list, and you're
forward
gonna
this
fucking
list.
show up.
Hold on. If it's something out of left field, I am not going to be able to make the tier list. So if PB wants to do that, he's going to have to make up the fucking tier list.
You act like
if it's something that I don't know about,
I'll help him. I'll help him because you know what? in order to get you here, even if he doesn't know how to make it happen, I'll make it happen. So fuck you, Justin Proper. You are
I'm saying
Justin Proper.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but
Justin Proper.
But I make the tier list what they are. Let's not get it wrong. It's I try my best to make it entertaining, but if he says like WWE shit, I can't talk about it, so I can't participate.
Oh no.
No, I don't think
you may not be able to participate, but I will make your ass show up just because.
And
listen,
so I'll say
you are only like 8 hours away from here. I will drive starting Wednesday morning up to make your ass show up.
Okay, but if it's about WWE shit or whatever, I don't know. I'm just going to put it bottom tier every single time because I'm bored out of my mind. I'm just like, yeah, big horse's ass every single time.
All right. So, anyways, if you guys don't know, I have an alternate channel.
Right.
I'm kidding.
Wait. All right, let's go around. Let's talk about our stuff.
Justin already did his.
I have not. Oh well, I have a Bill McClintock interview, but because YouTube took me off of the monetization program because apparently that happens when you don't post for a while, which I didn't know, which makes sense. But
YouTube just like fucking us. But continue.
If you want to watch it, you can. But if you don't, I don't give a shit because I don't make any money off of it anymore.
Let's be honest right here. So, I know for a fact, based off of the metrics, that I have the watch hours to be monetized, but they've paused my monetization right now. And I'll tell you why. Because they say they do not have accurate numbers. And I'll tell you right now, if you want to help me, because they've paused my monetization, go watch. I don't know. I have a James Bond stuff to talk about, and I have Unmasked and Masked Singer. I don't know. It has to be actual videos, not live streams. They do not take live streams as hourly or your watch hours. So, whatever.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is. Anyways, so I'm trying to get up my watch hours because their metrics are not correct. And I've argued with it, and I've also turned it into the United States Attorney General because, well, right now the United States government is where we need to go to, right? And I've turned it into
you send it to the Attorney General to the Biden administration.
And wait, come on.
Good luck with that.
No, time out. I've turned in. I live in Missouri, which is highly Republican, and I've turned it into our Attorney Generals because there's a class action lawsuit against YouTube and to Google for inaccurate metrics and data collection. So, and
okay,
so
I have no excuse because I retired. So
I understand, but I have not. So, if you guys want to go and watch one of my YouTube streams, or not streams, watch my Bond theory videos. Justin's laughing.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Sherry made a feet comment. I'm sorry. I just read it.
I saw that. Yes,
I saw that too. And okay.
Well, I mean, if she wants to share, okay. And
if she does, I'm not interested in.
Anyways, no. So, please check out my Bond theory. Or my Unmasked and Masked Singer, or my gaming streams, whatever. I don't know, but it doesn't matter because I'll get it figured out because I've already protested and all done all that bullshit. Anyways, I thank you, Zod. God, that hurts. That really hurts. Justin, do you realize how much it hurt? the ego will show up one of these days and fully emasculate this bitch over here. Oh, anyways, but Justin, Zod, PB, you're not here, but PB, you guys are awesome. We have been streaming for like 6 years together. Thank you very much to all of you, to everybody who watches this stream, any stream that we've all been on. Thank you very much because it's community. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. Zod, go ahead.
Yeah, to Chris's point, thank you. Also these tier lists, we've been actually the first ones were low, but now we're cracking the hundreds. So thank you guys. You're enjoying them, and as long as you enjoy the tier list, this is the place to watch them. You get a lot of great conversation, a lot of great arguments, and people leave comments and do this for us. Drop your own tier list. Where do you rank stuff? I check the comments section quite frequently, so I'll let you know, or maybe I'll push back on some of your rankings. But throw
You
your
you know
rankings
what?
in
You
the
know
please
what you
correct
could
tier list.
do? Like based on like how the community thinks it, you could have a community post where you change the rankings. Like
Yeah,
based on
like
what the community has.
maybe yeah. If I have enough fanfare, guys, just to let you know, everybody watching, I might post on
We're
Twitter
working on that. We're
where
working on that.
we are working on a community kind of vote thing for especially nights like this. It'd be interesting, but it's still in the works. We're still working out the kinks. And check out the alt channel. I just got a new card for Marvel Snap, Baron Zemo. I have a 95% win rate today. I went up 20 ranks because of this deck that I just built today, and I'm working on a showcase for my
What?
best moments. And also, big news, you guys get the announcement on this channel. I've actually been invited to a Marvel Snap tournament, so I might do clips and highlights. The prize is $200 first place.
And you'll
So
lose.
I might fucking lose, dude. There's so many fucking good players.
No,
You
hey,
gotta pick your own deck
Zod,
too. So this is the
I'll
deck
let
I'm
you
gonna
know
bring to the
something.
tournament.
I'm gonna put this right here, right now. In a box down in my basement, I have the first edition box of Magic the Gathering.
Oh God, yes, that's what I'm talking about. First edition.
And
Birds of Paradise was first
that's
edition, right?
years ago. And to that point, congratulations on being where you are on a
Oh, thanks.
card-based game. Because while it may be online only, it is still a card-based game. Hey, congratulations, and I hope and I wish you the best of luck on that.
Yeah. If
I do as well, Zod. And if you do win, make sure you get paid in singles. And the first time that we meet, you can put one of those dollars into my G string.
oh gosh, well now I gotta win. That's a fucking great offer.
That
Okay,
you
wait,
know
wait,
what?
wait,
You know
wait,
what?
wait, wait,
I
wait.
am saying this.
To
I am
Justin's
saying
point,
this on camera.
I
That
want
is a
to
promise.
be
Do it.
there. I want to be there when you put the first one in his G string. The goddamn, I want to be in a strip club where you put it in a woman's G string.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no. I'll wear a woman's G string. No
I
problem.
know
I
what
don't
you're
care.
gonna wear. I'm talking about. I want to see him put
Oh,
it
thank
in
you,
a
thank you, Deborah.
woman's G string.
Oh,
I appreciate the thought.
okay. I prefer my thing a little bit better.
Well,
But
we
anyways,
can have both and have the best of.
And
Wait, time out,
but
time out. To
mm,
quote Sammy Hagar. To quote Sammy Hagar. If we do both, we get the best of both worlds.
when it's love,
oh god. Okay, we gotta wrap this shit up. Anyway, so I've got
why can't
my
this
alt
be
on my
love?
alt channel.
Straight
I
from the
hey
heart. Oh,
hey
tell me
Justin,
why.
Justin, we're wrapping shit up. Anyway, uh, anyways,
Bye.
so yes, I'm gonna have that going on, and also I am going to have a retrospective, and I have a band interview coming up. So everybody, stay tuned
Ooh.
to the channel. There's going to be a lot of exciting things. I'm looking to really expand this out, and we do our last James Bond movie next Tuesday, which is going to be the piece of shit No Time to Die. Can't wait to fucking watch that again.
You hate that?
For the third fucking time. But anyways, thank you. I appreciate it. And lovely Sherry, thank you for always being here. Sorry to hear that news. And by the way, I am in agreement. If you need a place to send feet pics, I'm okay with that. Anyways, thank you everybody for watching. I love you guys. You're all great. Love everybody here. Remember, there is only one rule here in the Phantom Zone. Anybody know what that rule is?
Go fuck yourself?
Yeah, I agree.